On Grella's outskirts, everything changes the moment a child turns 12. At birth, a priest judges every child's fate based on their powers. Then it was Rock's turn, a 12-year-old foretold to tame sacred beasts. Everyone's hyped for his rare job, and Amy knows Rock will master magical beasts. Rock dismisses the prophecy, saying priests don't get it. His friends reassure him, it's a beautiful legend. Isak and Kara cheer Rock on, he thanks them. Isak then pumps his fist, I'll be the best gladiator. Amy dreams of being the world's coolest witch, certain she can do it. Kara vows to heal any wound, while Rock calls himself the worst sacred beast tamer. They walk different paths, but as a team, they're unstoppable. Rock wants them together, so he'll support their dreams, even if difficult. 3 years later, a man in a raincoat rushes toward the building with heavy, confident steps. Hood off, it's Rock, 15 and back. Nearing the door, he overhears them planning to kick someone out. Isak claims Rock's no true tamer. He has no strong beasts, just carries loads and does minor tasks. Emmy remembers being inseparable, long before they became a legendary S-Class team. Can you rely on someone who knows nothing? Isak explains, a true hero noticed their team. This opportunity can't be missed. If the hero joins, they become kings. He'll strengthen the team, fulfilling their shared dream. Amy sadly agrees. Hearing this, Rock's heart shatters from the betrayal. Isak gives Rock one shot. Meet tomorrow at the Dungeon of Disappearance and prove he belongs. As everyone ponders, Amy lowers her head. Kara clutches the dress. Will she take it too? Kara grabbed the dress to prevent theft, ignoring her extra bag. Isak sighed. The talk was over. After their discussion, Isak reached for the doorknob, telling Amy to explain to Rock and Prem. Isak stepped out, but a teammate shouted for him to stop. Amy tried to speak, but he just went downstairs. Sweaty Rock froze behind the corner. Isaac says Rock hasn't found a sacred beast. Many search their lives, but some get lucky fast. Beastless, he boosted allies' gear with his divine support gift. He did everything, cooked, hauled gear, fought, and spied, the team's ultimate shadow. He slumped in the hallway, lost and confused. Everything felt alien. A smiling blonde Kit approached him. He proudly joins the dungeon expedition. Rock welcomed the new ally, but Isaac crossed his arms and turned away. The cat charmed the girls with flawless manners, calling them God-gifted beauties. The cat pointed, Rock's useful, but take care of things, some you'll never afford. Rock smiled, demanding he take it back. Amy snapped that he's their friend, not just a porter. Pulling the bags, Cat noticed Kari's same dress in one. Before leaving, Isak asked to see Kit's weapon, and he instantly drew his blade. The legendary Dragon Slayer sword, the king's gift, it slays dragons. His indestructible blade won't even melt, but Rock spots a crack. The cat snapped sword at Rock's throat, denying everything. Isak intervened. Enough, time to unite as a team. He warned the group to stay sharp, as Amy suggested a team-up, relying on Tara's reliable healing. Rock and Kit crossed weapons, ready for war. Family memories flooded back as they stood together, reviving the team's power. They stayed together through everything. Rock dreamed of staying rivals, but he was falling behind. He still backs them up, knowing the Dungeon of Disappearance is right ahead. Card in hand, Rock inches forward. Isak snarls, move faster. Rock's landscape touch tracks monsters to guide the team safely, but the shortest path isn't always the best. Isaac screams for more speed. Rock tries to explain, but Isaac shuts him down. He wants speed, not excuses. He apologizes to Kit, promising to get him to the dungeon boss quickly. Fewer monsters than last time. No fear, even Hendeman can lead the charge. The cat knew this place. He nearly died here when the Dungeon of No's first appeared, accompanying an adventurer. He avoids robbers now, it's too risky. Roku fought off giant roaches with 2 knives and fast reflexes. Time to move. Isak's beyond angry, he's pure fury. Forget feats, he just needs Rock to speed up. The cat snatches Rock's card and shouts at Isaac. He claims Rock isn't taking the shortest route, stunning the girls who thought they were on track. No one listens to Rock. Isak's sure he's just toying with them for revenge. Rock screams it's not true, but Amy slaps him. She snaps, doesn't he get it yet? This isn't for fun. Rock's stunned as his entire world flips upside down. He led them through dungeons, found paths, avoided traps. They trusted him. When did it change? Isak stops listening and demands the shortcut through the horde. Now, Rock must fight. Monsters swarm. Isak targets enemies. Rock's mind fixates on lost friends. The team preps for battle, Kit close. Kara regrets calling Rock a friend. He's worthless now. Kit says he should have been kicked off the team long ago. Past the drama, the team reaches the massive gate of the legendary boss's lair. A massive entrance opens. Everyone freezes, jaws dropped, the adventure's finale. Rock suggests a break, drop the burden. Isaac cuts him off, demanding who's delaying them. His look says it all. Amy warns Keith the dungeon is getting dangerous, but he just calls Rock a fool, or is he faking? The cat snorts, can he hear their tone? Not mockery, just contempt. Kara glares as Isaac turns to Rock, finally breaking the unbearable silence. Once they exit the dungeon, Roka is kicked for good. Next, Keith takes over with his new team ready. Rock just gets it, everyone agrees. He's left with just friendship's remnants. They charge the boss as Isaac screams they're the best. The new team, without Rock, clenches fists overhead. Rock remembers doing the same with them. He's tasked to watch Kara. He knows this is his final mission. The boss's gate creaks open. Across a massive gray-silver wolf, he looks silent, calm. An E-class could crush a gray wolf, but this is the silver Fenrir, son of Loki. A legendary monster. Even S-class seekers can't take it down. Don't touch him, Isaac snorts, disappointed, just a wolf. He orders Kit, kill it, return to the village. Rock tries to warn of danger, but his warnings go unheard. The team already rushed into battle. Cat stunned, sword shattered. Why isn't it working? The wolf glares at everyone, unleashing true power. Rock and the girls froze, tense faces staring at a terror far beyond any boss. She collapses to her knees in terror, paralyzed before the enemy. The cat screams, retreat, Isaac, strong but his sword's broken. Fighting Fenrir now is impossible, but Isaac won't flee without a strike. Attacking him is useless. This wolf is invincible even in dreams. Run while you still can. Rock grabs Kara, drags her. The team bolts for the exit, escaping. Isaac rages they're fleeing. Rock surges ahead, leading the charge. The cat grins mysteriously. Don't worry, Rock is the front shield. He jumps Rock, injuring him. It's accurate. Kara collapses, shocked. The cat strikes with the royal sword, declaring Rock's belongings his gift to that world. Is Kit a new member of Isaac's team? Rock can't believe his eyes. It happened too fast to process. He prays it's a nightmare, but Isaac and Kit bolt for the exit with Fenrir hot on their heels. Emmy never looks back, bolting for the exit, abandoning wounded Rock. He dreamed of growing stronger together. Kara trusted him, and this team only existed because of him. Kneeling, he senses a presence behind him. A wolf growls right behind him, but Rock doesn't flinch. He bears no grudge, even now. The fury turns on the survivors. Abandoning a friend to save your own skin is heartless. Pain doesn't scare Rock anymore. Suddenly, a voice calls out from behind him. A wolf talking human. The wolf's eyes widened. This person gets his language. Somehow it works, likely a monster Tamer skill. Fenrir challenges Rock. Bored, he sees the perfect chance to finally kill the Tamer. The boy refuses to fight and just wants to leave, but a bored Fenrir forces him to play. Rock isn't impressed. He whips something from behind his back. The boy flung Isaac's bib under the wolf's paws. Confused, he fetched the piece and brought it back, but the boy tossed it again like he was playing with a dog. Confused, Fenrir chased him again. He likes it, though he doesn't get it. Rock smiles, remembering he once cared for a dog. Rock warns no escape. A barrier seals the entrance. Even Fenrir can't break it. The sum touched him, but he offers Fenrir to journey with him if they escape this trap. The wolf initially underestimates it. He actually loves it. Rock stunned. Does this legendary monster truly enjoy the fight? Fenrir wants to befriend him. Shocked, he recalls Tamer lore about the inner voice, and the next stage it unlocks. It's happening. Rock wants to be Fenrir's friend. Wolf agrees they're friends now. Rock fulfilled conditions, accessing the mini-monster garden. His creatures can now go outside. Dozens of voices scream in his head. He's lost. What do these effects mean? No one knows anything about this class. Fenrir smiles. The risk is worth it. A new sensation grips him. Rock surges with power and decides to name his new friend. The wolf nods. He's Fenrir. But the name just bothers him. He hates being called merely a species. It's too dry. He demands a legendary name. Rock freezes, his mind flooded with options. Finally, he suggests they'll call you. Lucky, the wolf freezes, then joy floods him. Yes, a great name that suits him perfectly. A treasure chest appears. Taming Fenrir is a boss fight. Inside, a bracelet and a giant red collar. Lucky yelps, begging Rock to put it on. He snaps on the monster garden bracelet. The voice returns. Now he can enter or leave anytime. Rock examines the bracelet, wondering if this is the same garden. Lucky smiles, I'll show you. The wolf touches the bracelet and gets sucked inside. Rock watches anxiously, but he's fine. Wolf's great. Lucky glows. He invites Rock to join him. Boy touches bracelet, eyes close. Instantly, he's in a garden before a house under a magic dome. He stares, completely stunned. This place screams relaxation. My eyes droop, small yet cozy. Temperature's perfect, weather's ordered. Needs storage. This garden's a warehouse. Magic items store things dimensionally, but one letting you enter with a familiar. Rock's never seen that. Lucky asks what's next, but Rock knows even S-class seekers never had this. He could recruit monsters. Lucky planned to gather allies, telling Rock others want freedom too, but first they must escape this floor. Rock jumps on his back, racing to the labyrinth's edge. He gripped the mane as it lunged forward. Fenrir quickly covered vast ground, bringing the barrier and stairs to the light close. Rock wants to turn right, it's safer, but Lucky insists the shortest path is straight. Monsters lurk ahead and he wants to avoid fights. Lucky understood it all. Grateful Rock had his back. The wolf turns right, but Rock spots something strange and stops him. Monster parts lay nearby, ready to be sold or crafted into gear. Delicious food news instantly cheered Lucky. He had to try it. Only one question, where to put it all. Rock moved monster parts into the mini garden. Riding Lucky, he realized storing trophies this way is possible. Jumping on the wolf again, the boy urged Lucky to place monster parts in the garden himself. Lucky pressed too hard, instantly crushing the piece. He's careful now, using only his claw tip to protect the material, but shattered it beyond repair. Rock motivates Lucky, reminding him materials are key and they can't skip the loot. His eyes blaze again. He's ready for the real. Ahead, the stairs' exit is blocked by a powerful barrier. The wall's too strong. Lucky's stuck, but he loved the short, wild ride. Rock stops him too early to give up. Hide the wolf in the mini garden. Maybe they'll bypass the barrier. Lucky bolts to the garden. Ready but unsure they can pass the powerful barrier, Rock reaches out, touches it. The passage opens. They breach the barrier easily. They push ahead as Lucky returns from the garden, calm and smiling. They left the dungeon unscathed. Fenrir finished the journey with pure dignity. Lucky loved the trip, a true adventure. Rock grins and offers a fist bump. Lucky shyly raises his paw in return. Remembering past material damage, the wolf carefully presses his claw to Rock's fist. Loki tamed Fenrir on New Year's Day, forging a powerful new alliance. Head to the royal capital of Crims. Mid-street, Rock stands before a shocked crowd, huge Fenrir at his back, leaving everyone bewildered. The guards charge to kill the wolf, but Rock screams it's his familiar. Nobody listens. He scratches his head, clueless on how to explain. Tension peaks as the guild doors burst open. Out steps the administrator, a woman named. Rock meets River, genuinely happy, but she's shocked. He should be in the flame of ruined dungeon with the team. Shock hits her seeing the wolf. Big dog, she jokes. Rock smiles, it's Fenrir, his familiar. Is this the legendary wolf? River grins, he's finally a real tamer, leaving the stunned guards in total shock. A hooded man suddenly realizes the boy tamed Fenrir alone. River leads Rock to register the familiar, while Lucky balls up mid-street, drawing a massive crowd. He registers. Rika asks what happened to his. Rock's confused, thinking the others were back. He recalls Kit attacking him with a sword in the dungeon before ditching it. River heard shocking news, but the sword broke, no fatal blow landed. Her rumors proved true. As Kit's fame grew, he hit the flame of ruin with the S-class, but the mission failed, leaving only 2 survivors. Ever since, a chilling rumor spread. Cat used friends as bait to escape. If it's Cat, it's possible. Why target Rock? He saw him as weakest, shameful to admit. Rika's baffled. To everyone else, Rocco was the school's most reliable member. He thinks anyone could do his job, but they kicked him out the moment they hit the dungeon. The River disagrees. Rock alone made them Class S. This misunderstanding is insane, so the River downgrades the team. They're elite fighters, but betraying an ally breaks the guild's code. There's no mercy. Leniency. They haven't returned from the S-class mission, proving its danger. They haven't returned yet. Amy and the crew are still stuck in the dungeon with Keith. Rock bolts from the guild, but Rika shouts, returning to help the team means he'll be harmed again. Maybe so, but Rock remembers his friends. He wants no betrayal or revenge. He just wants them back. The River knows all, watching him leave with a sad gaze. Rock charges forward until a voice stops him. Lucky lay in the street, while happy kids sat on him. Rock signals him to follow, but Lucky warns they'll betray him again. Rock gets it. This is the last time he helps them. Their eyes locked, trust, yet a farewell's shadow. Rock chose and Lucky honored it. He helped the kids down, and they bolted for the city exit. Boy leapt on Wolf's back. They shot like an arrow to the sand dunes. Back at the dungeon of flame destruction, the cat explodes, scolding the team for getting lost without a map. Isak reminds him Kit doesn't remember the way back. Rock navigated the dungeon before. Amy sighs. The cat recalls this was an S-class team, yet they move like rookies. They dropped from the 10th floor. Kit needs to stop whining. He can't even hold his sword right despite his big boasts. They took a shortcut, but now endless monster waves are swarming. Cat thought it'd be easier below, but the deeper it goes, creatures grow stronger. This level's fight ends, squad's exhausted, time for a break. They're hitting the 4th floor next. Resistance might be weaker, so they just have to hang on. Isak checks Kit's spare sword. He uses his own constantly, yet it's in excellent condition. He bought it from a regular store, yet it never rusted or scratched. A good weapon. The cat demands the girls show their staffs. He grabs them, stunned. How is this possible? He insults the squad again, baffled he ever joined them. He claims divine protection kept them alive all along, and they never even knew. He's convinced S-rank in 3 years is impossible. Isak asks, what's divine protection? They walked this path alone. Hard work earned their rank, not magic. The cat reveals divine protection only works near the user, stopping weapon damage and boosting allies. Turns out he protected the squad the whole time, but no one even thanked him. Without this power, they'd be C-class. Isak refuses to believe their strength is purely divine. His pride rejects it. He remembers their training. Roka was the natural prodigy, while Isak was always told to catch up. His fist clenches, rage at Rock boils. Isaac denies their success came from someone else. The cat senses Isaac's condition and asks Kara how many uses of the strange she has left. Kara warns the team only has 1 or 2 uses left. Amy saves her mana for battle, but as they talked, monsters closed in. 5 orange ants guard the 4th floor. They'll call backup, so a direct attack is suicide. The cat orders Kara to heal everyone once. Isak first, then the mages. Heal her up, cat covers rear. Team agrees. The attack begins, eyes forward, no looking back. Break through. The cat sneaks behind Kara and slashes her. He smirks, thanks for the healing. She's useless to them now. The cat's pleased. Kara's now the bait to lure the others. He abandons her and sprints after the team. Kara's alone as an army of orange ants swarms her. Flames of ruin, floor 4. The cat just turned traitor. He claims he had no choice. It was his only shot at survival. Don't worry, no one will find out. In the dungeon, others automatically become accomplices. The servants' total devotion gave them a massive edge. Abandoning her proves their true colors. The cat mutters, why did he gather these pathetic losers? Cooperation's impossible. Isak hints cat isn't as strong as he pretends. The guys battle the ants, but Isaac's attacks can't hurt them. 4th floor monsters should be weaker. These blue ants were easily defeated before. Divine support was active, yet no one thanked them. Without it, they're C-class. Monsters ambush Isak from behind. Suddenly, Fenrir lunges in and tanks the blow. Rock rides the wolf. Isak stares in shock. He shouldn't have survived. Rock proudly declares, I'm back. The cat's pissed. Will Rock and Fenrir crush the ants? In this dungeon, no one will know who won. Emmy, ignoring Kit, begs Rock to save. Karu's still on the 5th floor. They left her for dead. After their betrayal, they ask for help. Absurd. The cat claims the victim was necessary. They still don't realize their actions. Rock strokes Lucky's head, then sets off. They no longer need words, just actions. The sensitive wolf dislikes a foul smell from Karina's handbag in the backpack. Lucky shudders at the smell. Rock slips away, abandoning the team. They slice through the ant swarms to the 5th floor. No turning back. Countless ants swarm, lured by the blood. Even Fenrir is overwhelmed. The Rock doesn't hesitate, charging straight into the fight. Beside Lucky, he's invincible. Fear vanishes. They wiped out every ant. None escaped. Rock's fight tricks impressed. Lucky finally saw the boy go all out. This is a real team. Strong, cohesive, how it should have been from the start. Find the map. Lucky sniffed the air, pointing to it. Kara lay amidst fallen monsters. Rock instantly spotted her, motionless in shadows, knowing it was her. She remembered sharing that incredible healing potion recipe with him. He powered through the tough job with her, making the potion succeed. Rock regrets not making it earlier. Kara's knowledge saved her life. He gave her the potion. She drank. He pulled her close, whispering he was grateful now. Kara whispered to her, dragging out every word. A sound echoes, her eyes snap open, alive. She apologized for abandoning Rock. The past won't change. Rock didn't care anymore, but a new threat loomed. It's Hell's guardian, the legendary Fenrir. They inevitably face him. Kara eyed Lucky, whispering, "So this is the one." She lost consciousness. Rock sat by her, silently staying. Time to head back to the city. Rock asked Lucky to ride Kara's back just once. Lucky sighed and agreed, just once, his back is only. The wolf's kindness stunned him, but an enemy suddenly blocked his path. They reached the orange ant nest. Seeing the eggs, Lucky charged in for a snack. He raced to the nest, ditching Rock. He ran to the eggs, mouth watering, assuming they were orange ant eggs. One was different, the others were destroyed from the inside. Did someone interfere? And then everything became clear. The eggs cracked and ants emerged. They hatched right there. Rock braced himself. Instead of attacking, ants embrace Rock, mistaking him for. The boy sits stunned among newborn ants as Lucky jokes Rock stayed behind for the girls outside. Tiny ants seem friendly, they want. The voice echoes in Rock's head again. Moments ago, they fought these ants. Unfair to leave them alone, Rock nods. These ants are now his familiars. Some even started looking human. Time to move them to a mini garden. Rock asks Lucky to guard Kara at the mini monster garden. Befriending 6 new monsters unlocks a system garden upgrade, 6 new features. The garden shifted again, a welcome surprise he never expected. Rock improves the river, pond, cabin, and fruit tree, assuming expanded space also enlarges beds. He hit the fruit tree function, and the space expanded instantly. The place grew. Near the stump, ants bustled. By the hut, ants stacked monster parts on the stump. Rock approached, watching them sort battle spoils. He was stunned. He never knew ants had this secret skill. When one begged to be called a good girl, he played along, even though he wasn't her father. I patted her head. Being a dad isn't so bad, especially for this little princess. Maybe. No time to rest. Rock waved goodbye, trusting these creatures wouldn't fail him. He left the monster garden, returning to reality. Lucky senses trouble, and Rock's mind flashes straight to Kara. The eggs hatched, leaving Lucky pissed. He didn't get a single taste. Rock apologizes, vowing to finally treat him to that delicious meal. Hearing this, the wolf brightened. Everything's fine. Back at the Capital Guild, everything looks familiar, but I can't shake this sense of dread. Rock scoops up Kara, tells Lucky to wait, and charges ahead. Entering the guild, a fight erupts. Someone's getting kicked out. The cat screams he's useless. That only concerns their team. The guys argue before the administrator, but she silences them. Rock said to wait. Rock lays Kara down, asks, "What happened?" Silence, tension. Isaac and the cat immediately shut down Rock's claims. Faking a smile, the cat calls the guild's claims lies and demands Rock explain everything. Rock doesn't know what to explain. They failed on the 4th floor. Kit used Kara as bait, leaving her on the 5th. Kit didn't want to hear this. He breaks into a cold sweat. Rock remembered Kit attacking him during the Fenrir escape, but Isaac suddenly stepped in to defend him. The cat plays peacemaker, arguing that Roka's S-class expulsion doesn't justify his fake accusations. He knows this proves nothing. The cat lies like a pro. Don't point fingers without proof. The cat believes he's a hero and says he'll tell everything. To the king, he smirks and turns to Rock. Rock asks for a second. She approaches Kit, snatches the broken sword, and shows it to everyone. He presses the blade to his chest armor, right at the wound. The strike hits the armor's weak point. This shocks the cat. Kit claims Rock faked the injury and eyes Isaac for backup. Isaac's silence only enrages Kit more. Rock points at Kara, asking if Kit will address her condition, but Amy, seeing her friend, reacts first. She screams her name, crawls over, and begs for forgiveness, blaming herself for not helping. Kara's her friend, and even this late, Amy regrets leaving her. Rock sadly watches. The cat laughs, blaming her weakness for her condition, saying it's not their fault, but someone suddenly interrupts. Cat knows he didn't land that backstab. Why demand proof? Does he think Kara's dead and can't talk? Rock, tired, leans to wake Kara. He asks if he wanted to send her to another world. He knows she. Kara mumbles cool, tears in her eyes. Amy hears everything. Rock touches her shoulder to wake her, but she flinches. Kara wakes up and greets the group as Amy rushes in for a hug. He hugs too tight. Rock pulls them apart and points Kara toward Keith. She glares with rage. He hit her, used her as bait. She insults him for his actions. The cat still calls himself a hero. The guild glares. Those methods are too dirty for any warrior. The guild members' testimonies are final. He faces serious charges: attacking allies, treason, attempted destruction, abandoning rescue, and worst, violating the adventurer's code. He'll lose his hero title. Rock thanked Ritza for the collab when a sudden voice called him. Isaac knelt before Rock, fists clenched. He admits guilt, claiming no choice in supporting Keith, and asks to explain, hoping to stay S-class. Rock suspects Isaac knew Kit's plan all along. Isaac plays dumb. After Kit released Rock, he turned to Isaac, saying he's part of the team. Isaac always tried to get Rock out of the way. Isaac denies all claims, vowing he won't tolerate such talk, insisting he always cared. He thinks he's the reason Rock hit S-rank. The guild administrator intervenes, revealing Rock alone brought their team to this level. Only Mr. Rock is a true S-rank. Isaac is barely C-class at best. Rock's E-class team would have failed anyway, but Isaac takes it hard. He doesn't believe they're in Class V. He thinks the admin's lying, but it's true. Isaac proposes a fight. Rock wins, he accepts demotion. Isaac wins, everyone forgets the incident. Rock's skeptical. He hasn't teamed up in ages, but Rick says it's worth a shot. Official guild request. He must temporarily team with a ranked adventurer and prove his skills, plus a reward awaits. Rock takes his first guild task since going solo, and a temp team is no big deal. Isaac, Amy, Kara take on the challenge. Kit is out due to suspicions. The cat smirked. Years later, all the evidence was gone. Suddenly, a man emerged from the crowd to testify. He removed his hood. The cat recognized him. He's an A-ranker from the blacklist, but the cat plays dumb. The man continues, revealing the event happened in the Dungeon of Disappearance. Kit's friends believed him. He tried to help, but the city ignored him. An unknown seeker's voice means nothing against a hero with powerful connections. He regrets holding back, but now everything changes. Kit's connections won't help. Evidence proves it. Kit stands unfazed. He's lost all care, branding everyone fake. Even a downgrade to C or S means nothing. He seizes the sword and charges the guild reps. He knows he'll be caught, yet he doesn't run. Rock begs him to stop, but Kit muzzles him and insults people like him. Have no right to say anything. Cat lunges at Amy with a sword, takes her hostage. Rock screams for him to stop, shouting he can still turn back. Amy pleads for him to snap out of it. Kit ignores her, declaring he's done with it all. Rock begs Kit to free Amy while there's still a chance, but he won't budge. Crowd parts, revealing. Carrying Amy, the cat heads for the exit, warning her to stay sharp or become monster lunch before vanishing at the square's edge. Everyone's shocked, clueless how it happened. Rock chases right after. At the square, he sees Lucky next to tied-up Kit, wagging his tail. Amy kneels nearby, head bowed. Lucky tensed up and neutralized it anyway. Lucky was sure Kit's watch wouldn't explode, despite the danger. Rock thanks Lucky, thrilled they carefully immobilized Keith. Guards seized Kit and hauled him into custody. Rock thanked Lucky again, now his savior. He grabbed his gear and hit the guild to settle up. Emmy bowed to Rock, apologizing for it all. Rock is stunned, seeing things spiral hurts, and he begs them to stop. Isaac holds his head, knowing the joint team is finished. With no choice, he brings Rock back to the group, hoping he'll accept it, but Rock remains sullen. Exhausted, he quits the team, sending Isaac into a rage. Kara approaches Rock. She says he knows betrayal's true bitterness. She hugs him, offering partnership. Rock glares, "How can you say that? You left me too." He refuses to team with traitors. Kara snaps, blaming Isaac for ruining the team. Isaac fumes, reminding her she called Rock a loser too. She admits it, but claims she didn't mean it. Rock's sick of their fighting. Kara and Isaac pull each other's cheeks. Amy stops them. She asks if they understood the dungeon. Rock carried the team, but no one would admit it. She admits it's their fault. Isaac and Kara agree. The guild administrator approaches, breaking the silence. The trial begins. Rock apologizes. Rika brings a task list, suggesting they reconfirm conditions. First, clarify details. Their call starts with a level C test. Isaac scowls at the weak task. Insulted the admin would doubt their S-class rank, but Rock spots something shocking on the list. Tasks: Orango's rainbow dragonfly eggs, Windrin's scales and claws, or fresh emeralds, all due in a week. The task looks simple, but Rock suspects a trick. Isaac mocks him, calling Rock scared and wanting to quit. The document demands, prove superiority by force. Isaac finished and shouted at the admin for answers. Rika smirked, "You're S-rank, why are you scared?" Isaac seethed. Rock stayed calm. It clicked. The guild knows everything. Curry's Orango allergy, Amy's fear of demon insects, and the green frog that paralyses them with terror. This is a guild warning. It won't tolerate rule violations. Isak grumbles but accepts. Rika waits for results as the bickering trio exits. Rick tells Rock to meet an E-level adventurer. Rock tells Lucky he'll stay longer, so Lucky can rest. Administrator asks what Rock can't stand. He pauses. He replied he won't tolerate betrayal or disobedience, as he's responsible for others' lives. He doubts this is normal. The administrator wields hidden power. She's no accident. Rika's more than a smiling receptionist. She's a 3-year admin who controls everything. She hardly changed over years, still charming, though she admits she's not young. Rock's back sweats, he's nervous. Who is this mysterious E-level adventurer? The river confesses. The situation is unusual, but it believes this girl won't betray or rebel. Despite their doubt, they agree to meet at the training ground so Rock can see her fight. The door burst open, revealing a girl with a sword. Rock's eyes widened. A modest girl with long braids and sparkling eyes stood before him. Shannon is an elf and Rock is shocked. An E-rank adventurer and she's an elf. He spotted her slave collar. Rika explained. Shannon joined the guild since she's a slave and a fighter. The admin regretfully revealed Shannon's 5 previous owners died mysteriously, shocking Rock. The deaths looked like accidents, 2 natural, 1 from pressure, 1 fell off a cliff, another killed by a demon, all over time. Master dealt with the guild. Shannon's now a member. Rock knew failure alone wasn't enough for the deaths, but then Shannon called herself the Dark Reaper. Destruction isn't her goal, but if it's not right, Rock refuses. It's a temporary mission, yet unease grips him. Shannon glares. She raises the sword to his throat. The weak have no right to associate with her. Rock defiantly asks what if someone acts differently. That infuriates Shannon. She snaps, asking if he has a death wish. Shannon became a slave, losing her will to live, but Rock can't share that despair. She wept, refusing to watch anyone else die. Rock's confused as River sadly eyes Shannon, asking if she'll accept him stronger. He grabs his sword, unwilling to leave the good girl. Shannon watches him, teary-eyed. Suddenly she snaps him silent. They stand opposite, gazes clashing. Rock stands firm. Shannon grips his sword, ready to fight. She advances to teach him. Her quick attack misses Rock. He parries the blows, the elf's natural speed and years of honed technique. Rock disarms Shannon. Her precise moves prove predictable. She falls to her knees. Anger takes over. She lunges unarmed, knocking his sword away, refusing defeat. Rock sees her good fighting base, but her technique is flawed. He grabs her hand, flips her over, and slams her down. Shannon winced as Rock asked if they were done. She refused. Defeat meant death, and he wasn't dying today. She sobbed. They promised survival, but went to another world. She can't lose. Life makes no sense anymore. Rock refused to continue. His gaze hardened. He needed to show her why he couldn't die. Shannon's eyes widened, tears welling. Rock told her not to fear what she saw. Beside him, a silvery wolf appeared. Enormous Fenrir faced the elf. Her eyes widened, jaw dropped in shock. A flying bird plunged next to her, kneeling. Lucky roared proudly, snout skyward. Shannon couldn't believe it. Fenrir, a familiar, what a joke. Rock thanked Lucky, patting him. Shannon stared. He tamed the legendary Fenrir. She turned, hearing a familiar voice ask her to wait. Shannon knew the boy following her again, patting his head. She laughed at her brother Seth, 5 years her junior. Raised as elves, they expected a peaceful life. Suddenly Seth vanished in the attachment forest. Shannon stayed home while Dad joined the search for Seth, leaving her to guard the house. Ignoring orders, he only thought of his lost younger brother. She couldn't wait. She raced into the forest, shouting Seth's name, but he was gone. Following the path, she found a creepy labyrinth. She faced a wizard's mansion. Shannon frowned, scanning. This forest, their playground, once united human wizards and elves, called the Forest of Promises. In this forest stood the wizard's mansion, a place only the chosen could enter. Centuries passed, the building unchanged. Shannon stared, time left no cracks. Seth wasn't in the forest, he was here. She flung the door open. Silence inside, abandoned yet spotless. Shannon wondered about this place. Moving forward, she called for her brother, then raced upstairs to the next room. I opened the door and found a boy lying on a platform in the hall. Eyes shut, she recognized Seth, rushing over. Pulse rapid, breathing labored. He needed urgent help home. By the platform's bookshelves, she spotted something strange. Frozen, she stared at the black circle with an eye. Then a knock hit the door. Shannon spun. Brother on her back, she rushed the door, but it wouldn't open. A voice then asked, "Who among you will stay?" She didn't know who to choose. Panicked, she fell, covering Seth, trembling. She repeated his name. She had to save him. The eyed black mass penetrated her chest. The girl arched in pain, then blacked out. I woke up in my bed. Seth was home, smiling like nothing happened. Wish it was a nightmare. After that incident, strange things happened. Around her, beings dissolved into another dimension. Cases grew more frequent. The family gathered in a panic. Their horse vanished. Shannon confessed everything, but no one believed her, thinking she lied. To save her family, the elf silently fled the village. Beyond the village, a cruel life awaited, and she eventually fell into slavery. She was forced to become a rabbi. Her husband once said the best path was knowledge and studying the world. Her first master, kind and gentle, taught her money and showed her real life. After 6 months, he vanished, as if he'd dissolved. She refused to believe it connected to her. 3 months later, illness claimed a second. A third plunged from a cliff. The fourth mistress poisoned herself at her desk. A monster killed the fifth. Everyone near her died, so they nicknamed her the Reaper. Alone behind bars, she vowed no one else dies. Then the guild came. She dreamed of prison to avoid harming others. But the guild had other plans. Rika visited her chamber, offering an E-level alliance. Shannon said nothing. She told her story to ensure rejection. Words sometimes sufficed. Other times, force was necessary. She refused any link to curses and death. Days blurred until he appeared. That's Rock. She tried rejecting him on day 1, but unlike the rest, he took her seriously. She knew he was expelled from S-class, but he kept his strength and kindness. Fighting him, she pondered. She remembered yelling at him. Why didn't he get it was better to leave this world? But instead of answers, he revealed why he wouldn't disappear. Fenrir glowed, a fearsome, majestic silver wolf. The wolf raised its head, and kneeling Shannon stared in disbelief. Accused of death called the Reaper, she wanted to die, but that desire masked deeper feelings. Tearfully whispered, she still wants to live in this city. Rock is who you can trust. She tried to speak but fell. Rock rushed to her, worried. Rock rushed over and sat her down. The river stilled. She's okay, just shock and total exhaustion. Her gaze lightened, a heavy stone lifted from her heart. The river swept Shannon to rest. Rock smiled as they left, while Lucky growled behind. The dog regretted barking at the elf girl, but Rock reassured him everything's fine. Lucky saw a bird on the ground. What will Rock do with it? As the wolf howled, the bird passed out, but quickly awoke. It was real. A sky bird befriended Rock. Surprised, he agreed. New friends never hurt. The bird landed. Rock smiled. Their numbers grew. Lucky asked its taste. Rock forbade him from eating his friends. Shannon returned, holding a hand, eyes on the floor. Rock approached, asking how she felt. She knelt, begging forgiveness. Rock held no grudge, understanding her concern for people. The elf confessed her inexperience, yet truly wants to join him. Rock smiled, glad to meet Shannon, offering a friendly fist. She smiled and threw a punch. Lucky offered his paw, also glad to meet. Rock remembered a dog trashing monster loot and feared Lucky would maul their new friend, but Shannon just hugged the massive paw and laughed. Wolf confirms evolution. Elf girl's thrilled. Rock scratches his head. His distrust was needless. Lucky snapped alert. Shannon's touch revealed a strong curse. The curse drains life from all nearby. It kills Shannon, its carrier. Rock realized her words were true. He raged, yet he vowed to break this power. Job's too delicate. Fenrir can't even help. Lucky's confident Rock will manage, despite being stuck and terrible at it. With permission, Lucky gently grabbed Rock's head in his mouth. Rock freezes in shock. What's this wolf doing? Suddenly, the secret to breaking the curse flooded his mind. Lucky let go, leaving Rock saliva-soaked but newly gifted. He didn't think this was divine protection, but something way cooler. He never knew Lucky could do this. Suddenly, someone cuts in. The guild head appeared before them. Beside her stood the sad administrator. The head forbids Rook lifting this curse. Shocked, why? Titus, Shannon's a slave. She belongs to the guild. Their rules. Amateurs can't interfere with guild workers' curses. Rock's exploding. No time to talk. Act now. Titus warns, emotions aren't Rock's way. Don't be Isaac. Rock sighs, exhausted but still searching for escape. What if Shannon left the guild? If they redeem her, the curse lifts. The guild leader skipped the wait and cut straight to the point. Rock realizes he must buy Shannon. Only then can he legally lift the curse. He can't handle the deal, so Titus smiles and asks Rock what the guild means to him. Rock, she helps adventurers survive. Titus agreed but had other plans. Titus believes the guild isn't just for adventures, it brings happiness. Rock didn't get it. Titus explained. Isaac and the others' betrayal is unacceptable. Normally, they'd be expelled forever, but it wouldn't change a thing. He offers them a chance to see themselves anew. Someday they'll thank the year for helping them through it. Titus wishes them happiness. He looked at Shannon. Despite a hard life, she was kind and caring. She was like Rock, both sacrificed much, making them perfect partners. He doesn't force them, but hopes Rock helps the girl, and Shannon supports the guy. Rock's eyes widened. He never expected anyone to get him so well. Turns out some still care about him. He smiled and asked Shannon what she wanted. She blushed, knowing a slave had no right to choose. If Rock and friends are safe, she'll join them. Rock grinned, vowing to protect Shannon. He demanded Rick's ransom price. She replied, strange coincidence. The sum is the task's reward. Rock laughed, break the curse first. Shannon dropped. Rock offered his hand as Lucky, Titus, and Rika watched. Rock warned he'd begin. Girl shut her eyes. He cast the spell. Dark goo burst from Shannon. Rock couldn't grasp it. Something burst from the dark, seizing his hand. The creature tried to curse Rock. Rock rushed to activate his protective spell, but it wasn't simple. The curse broke. Rock relaxed. Lucky jumped. His master succeeded. Rock beamed, thanking Lucky for the victory. Even the guild leader was stunned they'd broken the terrifying Magin's curse. Created by an ancient school's founder, even Titus knew little about it. Few similar cases exist. Rumors say a magician who summoned magic itself once ruled the world, and Rock needed a warning before his heart gave out. Shannon thanked Rock, eager to work together. Rock smiled, everything resolved. Isaac and his friends couldn't win. Titus urged gathering supplies. A new adventure loomed, but Roka wasn't scared. The trio heads to the mini-monster garden to prepare. Shannon asked where the garden was. Rock pointed to his wrist bracelet. The garden was inside. She was stunned. She never imagined it possible. Unexpectedly, fun decision. Shannon saw the heavenly birds circling under the dome. Rock befriended it earlier. She realized celestial birds are rare creatures that fly to the sky, a rare sight even in the magical world. Fenrir too, Shannon whispered Rock was unusual. He just hoped she saw him as somewhat normal. Lucky collapsed with a groan. Rock and I were starving, ready to cook, but our orange ant meat supply vanished. Lucky found an ant dungeon under the hut, leaving Rock stunned. At the house, they found a giant pit with ladders down. Peeking through the opening, a girl joyfully yelled, "Daddy's home." Shannon gasped, ants turn human, and why Dad? Clearly, not a normal orange ant. Lucky intervened, hinting at Rock's weakness. Rock explained he was just nearby when their eggs went wrong. When they hatched, Shannon could have kept the secret, but chose not to. Lucky smirked. Rock and Lucky bickered again. Shannon watched, surprised and feeling left out by their carefree chat. She wondered what Lucky would say. Rock was baffled. Shannon can't understand Lucky, yet understands the orange ant. Boy clutches head, confused. An ant can talk. Unlike others, she's destined to lead the colony, speaking other languages to negotiate. Patra copies the interracial language template to Shannon, but will it work? Success, the elf girl gets Lucky. Rock stunned, how's this possible? Shannon thanked Patry. The world is still full of mysteries. Rock thought he was the only one who could talk to her, but she's special. He realized ants deserve names, naming the first Patra. She beamed with joy. She liked the name and gladly offered to name others. Orange ants eyed Rock expectantly, but Rock saw them as identical. Patra countered, their differences are internal. Rock puzzled. He jokingly named Orange A, B, C, D, and another D. The ants rejoiced. The news thrilled them. Rock realized each ant had unique character. Once he knew them better, he'd give them unique names. Meanwhile, he asked Patrol to show him the dungeon. She toured a meat freezer, dryer, and storage for excavated demonic stones. Rock was stunned. The ants built this so fast. They're incredible. Looked like Patra's nest. Meat, time to cook. Patra agreed, even offering ice cream. Back at the guild, Rock hunted for a grill, pans, knives, and spices. Gathering supplies, he realized they lacked kitchenware. Shannon asked for her name. Short on time, Rock whipped up quick, tasty fried chicken. Season the meat, fry it, and serve it with cabbage. The elf girl eagerly awaited this masterpiece. Rock approached the seller, asking for cabbage. The man smiled. No cabbage delivered in ages, and none coming soon. Boys disappointed, their perfect chicken and cabbage dream shattered. Then someone asked Rock, could he afford fun? Rock spun, his friends stood before him. He couldn't grasp what happened. Someone asked again, can Rock have fun now? He offered Rock his spot back if he knelt to Isaac. Rock stared, surprised. Shannon stepped between them, shielding Rock. She didn't grasp their words. Isaac stared in shock. He didn't recognize her. Rock told Shannon to stay out of it. he was done with Isaac. Isaac grins and strikes Shannon. Rock intercepted him. A fist in her face, Isaac rages. He mocks Rock, accusing the guild of a setup. They promised a powerhouse, but this girl looks useless. He calls Shannon trash, impossible to work with. Shannon snaps and demands Isaac take back his words. She's furious Rock isn't real. Isaac's acting like a madman, spewing words. He mocks the E-level as a weak dog that fades with every bark, and she snaps. Clara interrupts, asking if this elf is Rock's new partner. Rock confirmed she's his new E-rank elf partner. Surprised, Clara stepped up and stared Shannon down. Clara eyed Shannon and subtly roasted her terrible outfit. Shannon's on Rock's team, she better watch her appearance. Rock shuts Clara down, it's none of her business. Dresses don't grant strength, and he's sick of her attitude. Clara never imagined Rock picking an E-rank partner, but maybe he chose right. Amy approached Shannon, sorry for her companion's rudeness, then introduced herself to the elf and addressed Rock. Amy bowed, admitting an apology wasn't enough, and begging for forgiveness. She thought Rock quit adventuring, but now wants one last fight to gauge her strength and future. Rock understood, and they shared a smile. Isaac called Emily, she wished them luck, they'd need it. The squad moved out. Shannon hesitated, but Rock calmed her fears. He's sure they can't lose. Shannon trusted him, time to go back. Lucky met them in the garden, looking guilty with a snout caked in sand. Rock prepared food, pulling Lucky from the flower. Lucky wasn't misbehaving, he just wanted to help. Lucky sneezed, blasting everyone in a flower cloud. Everyone laughed, Rock already prepared. Delicious fried chicken hit the table. Everyone thanked him for the treat. They immediately devoured the food. The chicken was insane. Lucky and Patra praised Rock's cooking, but he warned them to eat carefully, it's scorching. Shannon slowly couldn't help but smile, she liked it. After lunch, Rock targets the Green Dungeon. It's a 3-day truck ride for a week-long mission. The route's a nightmare of forests and swamps, but sprinting straight through takes less than a day. Rock tracked the wagon to the main road. If the forest stays quiet, they'll never meet again. Short paths aren't safe. Rock knows danger is waiting. Everyone's ready and packed. It's time to move out. They rallied around Rock. Rock and Shannon mounted Lucky, racing through the spaces. Fenrir's presence deterred all monsters. A noise rings out from behind. What was that? A trap or trouble? They ordered Lucky to turn back. Deep in the forest, they found a winged, horned beast, a living gargoyle. She sniffled but went silent seeing the boys. This gargoyle attacks with metal. His wind magic made him a threat, even to Fenrir. Lucky curled, blocking the attack. Rock's shocked, this wolf's incredible. He blasted magic at the monster. This magic is lethal near Kronk. If Fenrir goes all out, he's finished. Too late to stop him. Rock raged. He had to act now, dropping to the ground. Facing the gargoyle, Rock summoned his magic sword. A huge magical pyramid appeared. He couldn't stop Fenrir's spell, but by concentrating power, he still had a chance to save it. Rock focused his strength and sliced Fenrir's magic in half. Pushed to the brink, the boy used his last bit of strength to keep control. Strength depleted, body disobeys. Everything froze. Rock holds his breath, hoping they made it. Lucky shielded his eyes on the ground, while an anxious Shannon stood by. Lucky peeked, then shut his eyes. Everyone was safe. Shannon noticed Rock's hand was badly mangled. He downed the potion and healed instantly. Shannon watched in shock. It was made from the rare X apple. Lucky sobbed, apologizing for failing again, but Rock just smiled. The boy leaned against the wolf, thanking him. His help meant everything. Lucky's magic is pure disaster, so they must train together to master it. Lucky whimpered, crying harder, promising he'd try. Even the gargoyle was touched. Surprised, he stared at Rock, not grasping his true form. The gargoyle screamed merry at Rock. Gritting his teeth, he ignored the monster, but why was it roaring deep in the woods? The gargoyle's depressed. He just got kicked out of the demon lord's army. Rock's surprised monsters can be freed too. The scrap gargoyle, with weak magic, only cleaned the castle for a century. New army leaders took over, declaring mindless monsters useless. He wandered the forest in despair until reaching a village, but the terrified locals attacked and forced him to flee. Rock realized people fear demons, but this gargoyle only cleaned the castle. It was his first human encounter. Bitterness consumed the gargoyle, knowing he was worse than humans hurt the most. What was his purpose? Rock knew gargoyles were the demon lord's elite. They cost massive magic to build, yet these were made from mere scraps. The boy wondered what's next, what's it planning? Gorgle sobbed again, but Rock calmed him by inviting him along. Weak and clean obsessed, it didn't matter. He spent a century cleaning, and Gargoyle was ecstatic. He thanked Rock and asked to join the team. A voice echoes, the Gargoyle is sealed as Rock's friend. Will the boy accept him? Rock wonders, does the Gargoyle hide sealed power? Only Rock knows the previous demon lord made him. The rest is a mystery. The boy hesitantly congratulated him again, but he responded kindly. The sealed Gargoyle became a sacred beast and befriended Rock, who can now explore the garden with his new friend. Rock expanded the cabin, scoring a massive victory with the extra space. A village sits nearby. Something interesting is waiting. Friends spot a cat, baffled by a wild cabbage field, while Lucky sleeps curled up. As night fell, Rock suggested a snack before they settled in. That morning we set off. Finally, we reached the Gargoyle's spot. At Chishino village, a snoring man greeted them at the entrance. Rock couldn't wake him, so Shannon stepped in and touched his shoulder. The man opened his eyes, saw the girl, and called her a real angel from heaven. He chose to follow her to the other world. With a beauty leading him, he wasn't afraid. He puckered up for a kiss. Lucky jumped in, saving the girl from the kiss. The old man panicked, mistaking the team for bandits, but Rock explained they were just travelers who'd heard about the village. They made it just in time, and the man sent them to the village elder. Rock looked back, noticing the crowd's suspicious glares. The villagers looked starved. Despite no local famine, they were skin and bones, yet a local greeted the travelers warmly. Anagami, the friendly local elder. Rock introduced Shannon and the sacred beast Lucky. Anagami told the sleeper this dream was useful. He recognizes events even while asleep. He boasted he just destroyed a stone statue. He's clearly going blind, and the villagers are already at each other's throats. Rock interrupted, asking what they wanted. They apologized and let the elder speak. A year passed since goblins left Green Garden Swamp. Everything went south. Harvest vanished, then goblins raided, stealing the last food. The boys charged but were utterly crushed. The village begged for help, and Rock knew the stakes. Many goblins become a deadly force. Village begged state and guilds, but no reward, no help came. Rock wondered glumly, helping everyone earns him nothing. He still seeks his adventurer's path. If we help now, they'll just beg again. They must learn to survive alone. He's already asked for a map and the goblin's location. He scanned the map, pinpointing enemy positions. Rock knew he could clear the goblins, and those cabbage beds proved the village wasn't starving. Villagers thanked him, but Rock warned, change nothing, and it'll repeat, forcing them to ask for help again. To prevent another disaster, Rock stepped up to develop the village. He asked for only 20% of future profit when the village thrives. The elder couldn't decide alone. The whole community had to agree. They're busy, so if every resident helps, Rock takes just 10%. It's strictly about profit. Despite the village's protests, they'll wipe out the goblins and provide food. Villagers buzzed over the news as Rock waited for their verdict. Village's location is the problem. Poor access, neglected fields, no local production. They buy everything short on basics. Rock's free help won't change a thing. The villagers must want it themselves, so the elder asked for time to talk. Shannon asked what's next. Rock knew the village wouldn't refuse a profit this big. Preparation starts in the garden. Rock asked Shannon to report when the elder decides. The foreman apologized for the wait. Opinions clash, but inaction changes nothing. He funnels profit to emergencies, and Rock agreed. If the villagers cooperate, the guys handle the goblins and food, keeping the village safe. Arguments erupted, but the village won't find a better deal. Suddenly, a man stepped forward to challenge Rock. Warren was wounded and stubborn, instantly distrusting the traveler. The elder snapped that without his injury, Warren would have slaughtered the goblins alone. More wounded joined him as Rock dug through his cloak pocket. He pulled out his homemade potion and offered Warren. He refused. To prove it worked, Rock suggested Shannon take the potion. She hesitated, then went for it, uncorking the bottle and taking a sip. Her eyes popped. The potion tasted amazing. Expecting bitter herbs, she's shocked by the sweet taste as lightness fills her body. Lucky asked to try, so Rock poured some into his open mouth. The wolf gulped it down and loved it. He jumped around, exclaiming the potion refreshes, soothes, and tastes great. Rock urged Warren to try. He hesitated, suspecting a trick, but sipped anyway. Instantly, he disoriented. Pain vanished, and lightness filled his body. Forget musty old mixtures. This potion tasted just like fresh apple juice. Sweet and pure, the flavor felt like his first love. Suddenly, a miracle. The pain vanishes and his leg moves. Incredible. Rock's crew has a mission, but he'll share his potion if they save the village. Warren instantly agreed. they'd take the help if Rock cured them. The deputy elder apologized for the doubt, and now they're backing Rock. The foreman spoke, and nobody dared object. Deal's done. Rock grabbed a snack to celebrate, with only 6 days left. He whipped up tasty food. Once horse feed, cabbage is now a delicacy. Today it's soup, but it's killer fried. I added healing potion, instantly curing the sick. Rock asked Shannon for help, suggesting Anson, the orange ant guard villagers gathering materials. She doubted herself, but Rock knew she could crush the local monsters. Orange Anson and handle it despite height, Shannon vows her all. They're building a road straight to Krontal, bringing travelers to fix their food and supply crisis. Before that, Rock got hyper, surprising locals. His spell boosted their speed temporarily, and they loved the sudden lightness. Rock warned the group. Shannon was stunned by how easily he empowered everyone. He believes with training she can do it. He promised to teach her, making the girl eager. He ordered everyone to build the road. Magic helped, inspiring everyone to work. Buried in work, they took a quick breather. Lucky's magic makes construction fly. The road's paved and clear, they'll finish tomorrow. The path is open and trade begins. Rock's crew is way cooler than he imagined. In the garden, Rock handles business, while Shannon brings a hot drink. He told her to rest after her hard work, but she couldn't sleep while he was still overwhelmed. He hates being called master and tells her to stop. He doesn't see her as a subordinate. Shannon told him he's a kind soul. She's just glad they met. Rock smiled. Fate brought them together. His plan: tomorrow villagers gather cabbage, the day after he sells it in the capital. Rock senses a cabbage shortage and knows shops will sell out, but he still has a guild task to finish. They'll win, but how they achieve it matters more. Rock pondered Titus's question, but saw Shannon already fast asleep. She murmured about her amazing friend while sleeping, so Rock used magic to wipe her mind clean. He thanked her. His magic beasts were already fast asleep. Rock tried to sneak out, but Lucky wouldn't let him. Shocked the wolf was awake. They headed out to hunt rainbow dragonflies in the dark, but Lucky warned him about the goblins. Rock thinks Lucky's presence scares the goblins away, and if they stay, other adventurers will handle it. Surprised, Lucky still backed his friend's choice. Meeting over, they head out to hunt. Catching rainbow dragonflies proved exciting and successful. Next morning, Rock wakes to the sound of cooking. Assuming Shannon made breakfast, he happily entered the kitchen, thanking her and offering help. In the kitchen, he saw a gargoyle assuring him everything was ready in 3 minutes. Rock froze. He was fuming Shannon wasn't cooking, and Gargoyle was totally clueless. Rock rushed to assure things were fine, offering help, but the Gargoyle insisted he could handle it. The Demon Lord trusted him to cook. Rock understood. Shannon entered the kitchen and said good morning. She apologized for falling asleep last night. Rock waved off her worries, suggesting practice. She was happy and tried making breakfast, but the Gargoyle insisted on taking over. Rock thanked them but stayed wary as Shannon checked on him. She suspected Rock snuck out for fireflies. He smiled, confirming she was asleep, but he wasn't alone. Shannon's eager to help, so Rock happily promises to bring her next time. She's counting on it. Breakfast was ready. Day 2, noon. A villager heads to the market with cabbage and rainbow dragonfly wings, while Rock follows to check the prices. He warned the traveler. With lunch handled, he had time for the market. Rock teaches them to mass-catch rainbow dragonflies and plans to end the food crisis by growing cabbage in abandoned fields. Nightfall, they did it. The Rock praised the ants' perfect stone path. Even master craftsmen were stunned, and the ants beamed with pride. A local thanked them, shocked these monsters were actually cute girls. The praise moved them as an elder approached Rock. The elder thanked them, doubting the capital road would take only 2 days, and offered Rook 10% of the village's property. Rock took the deal, routing the gold through the guild. The old man hailed him as a savior, swearing to pay on time. Before dawn, they split to reach Lake Oringo and the Green Frog's Emerald. The weaver escaped, but he can wait. Next morning, a strange premonition gripped Roka. He knew Isaac would arrive early. That worried him. Rock decided to go all out today. A friendly bird lands on his shoulder. Rock, surprised a chick appeared in the mini-garden. The ant girl thinks Dad's mistaken. She revealed it was a celestial bird. The hero froze, shocked. He expected giant heavenly birds, but the ant found a rare eye that shrank the bird once swallowed. Rock wasn't surprised, instantly turning the girl to stone. But the baby was happy. Rock promised things would normalize soon. They're safe for now. A sharp stench hit. Something was wrong. Rock caught Lucky's scent, but he wasn't sure. He wondered when did he last shower. Lucky felt awkward after spending the day together. The hero saw no soap or towels. Lucky paused, muttering he last bathed 2 days ago. Trying to wriggle free failed. Lucky fumed, licking himself instead of swimming. Roku hated it. Hero starts the mission, catch and bathe Lucky. Everyone anticipated this moment. Lucky welcomed the challenge. He knew no one could catch him. Rog chanced the spell. He buffed everyone but Lucky, temporarily boosting strength and speed. Everyone loved the bonus. Lucky warned everyone, they're fools to think magic can defeat him. Orange Ant Queen Petra reacted first, lightning lunging at legendary Fenrir. Lucky didn't see her as a threat alone. Patrick threw a web but Lucky dodged, until every ant activated. He's surrounded. Sticky threads shot from all sides, binding his legs and dropping the proud wolf. His confidence shattered as the oranges won again. Petra's plan relaxed Lucky. Rock rushed, urging him to be good. Lucky broke free, countered, and tied everyone up. Unbinding Lucky was right, but restraining him took immense magic. Orange ants fumed. A gargoyle emerged. Gargoyle, a former demon lord elite, steps up to face the proud sacred beast Lucky in a duel of honor. Lucky knew his opponents were doomed. They always underestimated him. Despite his weakness, the gargoyle had a noble bloodline and a century of wisdom. With Rock's support, being hated was his secret weapon. One swipe of Lucky's tail knocked the opponent out. He waits for the next. Shannon steps into the circle, offering a spar. Fenrir refuses to bow to the blessed elf, and Lucky's dying to see her power. Shannon grabs the sword and lunges, but Lucky's already behind her. Fenrir mocks he's too fast to touch. Shannon won't quit, unleashing a hail of blows on Lucky. She's actually a skilled swordswoman. Her chaotic attacks suddenly land. Lucky loses confidence. Trapped at a dead end, her sheer power forced his respect. Satisfied, Shannon sends him to wash up, but then, a surprise. Lucky's tail stops at her neck, signaling the fight is over. Shannon bows her head. She's killing it. Lucky praises her form, proving the training worked. The elf beams with pride. Now it's Rock's turn. Lucky hits the main course, fighting those desperate to bathe him. Warm-up's over. Lucky braces for hits, then everything changed. A sweet aroma above distracts him. A heavenly bird appears, flower in its beak. Lucky's eyes shut and his body went limp, falling asleep right in front of them. He instantly snored. Rock recognized the soporific sapoffler, thanking the heavenly bird. Rock suggests they raise Lucky together, and everyone's on board. Same day, near New Leaf Dungeon. Isaac's fed up, the journey took forever. He hates Rock, considering him. Traitor Emmy snaps back, insisting they betrayed first, fueling Isaac's rage. He rages, why worry about a mere carrier? He fought front lines, rose to S rank, and yet. Others reached his level without him. He won't stand for it. Isaac fights to prove he's boss, while Kerk holds Orango's eggs. Isaac refuses to help. Rainbow dragons are nearly extinct, so Amy tries to explain. Isaac knows, forget gathering everything, their real goal is different. Kara questions his confidence, but Isaac ignores her. She's livid, he blindly accepted the job and forced others in. The girls are trapped into helping, but after this, they're quitting. Isaac doesn't care, they just need to finish the assignment. As they near their destination, he'll order. The cab stops, Isaac pays, tips the driver and leaves. But it wasn't enough, only the coachman got them this close to the dungeon, and he won't waste time without extra pay. Isaac hands back the change, it's enough. The coachman thanks him and speeds off. Isaac is furious, everyone conspires, but he won't stop. A new dungeon awaits. 4 days until the request deadline, and the group is gaining ground. They entered a mysterious, uncharted place. Across the world, everyone is happily petting. Lucky, here in the Dungeon of New Leaves, we just uncover what's hidden deep inside. They crept until they met Orango. Isaac planned an ambush. Kara panicked while Amy stayed cold. Isaac heard nothing. They hit the water. Strangely, the rainbow butterflies and green frogs had vanished. No eggs, no oranges for Isaac. He struggled to gather materials in these conditions. The guild betrayed them without checking the facts. Their guilt is obvious. Isaac returned to report the guild, but a sudden threat stopped him cold. A goblin lunged from the bushes, catching the swordsman off guard. The goblin's nerve met an instant end. Isaac blames the guild for the goblin's surprise, but he's reckless, and now a whole pack has appeared. A goblin knight stepped out ahead. High-level goblins likely turned this place into their lair. Isaac didn't hesitate, lunging straight at the enemies. The Goblin Knight launched a brutal counter. Their swords clashed. Isaac remembered the boy's words. Rock protected them. Now they were adrift without a compass. He grit his teeth in pure disbelief. It's true, he refused to consider defeat. A fiery spear pierces the goblin. The girls jump in as the fight gets too dangerous. Isaac snaps he could have handled it alone, but Kara calling the fight exhausting just fuels his rage. Goblins swarm the squad. Emmy rallies the team to focus and break the ring. The battle surged, but the Goblin Knight falls. He was likely their leader, and the danger is gone for now. Isaac insists they find the wyvern and return. The girls reluctantly agree. They hit the wyvern lair. So many here. Isaac baits the wyvern, while Amy shreds its wings for an easy finish. 2 targets picked, distant from the pack. Amy nods. Isaac lunges at the enemies as the wyvern shrieks. They take flight, plan on track. Isaac signals. Emmy fires flame arrows, piercing the wyvern. It crashes and Isaac lunges. Monsters dead, victory secured. Isaac's already hunting for the next fight. Another wyvern sneaks up, lunging at the girls from behind. His tail sweeps them aside as Isaac lunges to save his friends. Kara rages he failed to protect them. Convinced Rock would never permit it, her anger echoes disappointment. Isaac snaps, screaming that Rock is innocent and couldn't have known about the second wyvern. He tells Kara girls should defend themselves, leaving her stunned by this stranger. Kara rejects Isaac's lies and orders Amy to follow, warning they'll die under his lead. Stunned, Amy fights to stay calm. Isaac pleads for her to stay, but Kara won't budge. She won't stay by his side. He watches them leave. Amy fails to convince Kara, and Isaac's eyes go dark. Kara assures her friend Rock makes it easier. Isaac grips his sword tighter. Even she left him. Rock's silhouette haunts his thoughts. He remembers the teacher calling Rock superior. The disappointment was real, and every word was true. Wyverns surround Isaac, jaws gaping. Looking crazed, he vows to crush them. He plunges his sword. Rock won't win. Emmy and Kara know it's dire. Isaac unleashes the Great Cross as the girls scramble behind cover. A huge fire pillar erupts. Explosion rocks the village. Shannon looks at Rock, but he already knows. Isaac and Kara. Rock takes Shannon along while the rest stay to work. No one objects. All hope rests on Lucky. Dungeon entrance, smoke swirls. 3 figures step from the shadows, one barely alive. Isaac backed by Amy. He turned it inside out, reducing everything to ash despite the year. Isaac knows the guys can't fulfill the order. Rock reels from the treachery. Shannon suggests the capital market for materials. Unfair, but guarantees victory. She saw them for sale outside the city. Rock's sure there's a catch and scouts the capital. Satisfied, Isaac dispatches them, eagerly awaiting their return. Rock remains silent. Rock's team spots beaten goblins and ducks roadside. They peer into the dungeon again, finding the dead goblin leader. He led the goblins. Now the village is safe, and Lucky is satisfied. Everything had crumbled to dust. Rock admits Isaac has massive potential, but his power trashed the guild loot, shredding every scale and claw. They were leaving when Lucky spotted something behind the rocks. Wyvern eggs intact and well hidden. Lucky wants a taste, but Rock suggests the mini-farm. Back home, locals cheer the goblins' defeat as Shannon targets the new Leaf Marsh next. Rock notes the map is outdated. Swamps are now dungeons. Shannon gets it. While Isaac's team delivers guild materials, Rock dedicates himself to village development, teaching planting cabbage and catching rainbow dragonflies. Departure day arrives, and Rock is totally confused. He wonders why the village entrance resembles a fortress. Patrick says this build protects the village from monsters, while the elder tries to get Rock's attention. Everyone bows to the year, grateful. Now they'll follow his lead and build the village. The village thanks Patry and the heroes. Cabbage is now their main treasure, renaming the settlement Cabbage Chaos. Everyone awaits their return as Rock waves goodbye with a happy grin. Now to handle Isaac's squad. They head for Krot, the capital, where the finale awaits. Straight to the royal capital, Christ. Rock and Shannon search the market. A victim alerted them. Rock asks about sales. Cabbage is flying off the shelves. They swapped soup for daily stuffed rolls, letting everyone try them. The special product sold like crazy. Rock earned big money. The peasant pays Rock his share as agreed. Pleased, Rock offers to buy a demon cow to grow the village. The village owes Year everything. Preparations are complete. Rock leaves the village behind. One step left. Isaac's team waited at the guild for Rock. Isaac grew restless. The materials were on the table. Rock didn't expect that. Isaac thought Rock fled because he couldn't find the supplies. But Rock refuses. Isaac sneers, certain Rock has nothing. Rock ignores them, asking for the materials to wrap this up fast. Isaac thinks Rock is just bluffing. The guild starts the inspection. Silence falls. Isaac wants his opponent on his knees, apologizing. Rock hates upsetting his foe, but knows someone's apologizing. Isaac is clueless. The manager announces Rock's haul: 20 rainbow dragonfly wings, 3 orango eggs, and 15 emeralds. Mr. Year takes the victory. The manager shuts Isaac down. Rock already delivered 13 shells, 10 claws, 60 wings, 9 wyvern eggs, and 45 other materials. Isaac faked a monster fight while rummaging, but Rock wasn't buying it. Rock's evidence: materials sealed by Cachasino village. Isaac was stunned. Recalling the entrance, Rock assumed they failed to get the materials. He told Shannon, if true, return to the capital, buy materials, then submit to the guild. She spotted the supplies for sale outside the city. Rock believes Isaac counted on a material shortage, forcing them to rush for scarce items to win. They had plenty of materials, and Isaac bought his own stock at a massive markup. Isaac's greed is burning through all his cash. Isaac's fuming that Rock hit the dungeon early. Rock studied the map and found a deadly shortcut from Krot to the dungeon. Isaac's angry, but Kara interrupted. She knew it. Isaac's fuming she didn't speak up sooner. Kara held her ground. She knew entering the dangerous forest was wrong. Isaac hates this. It's a cutthroat race to stay S-rank. He ruthlessly fights him. Rock is the only one hungry for victory. Isaac grits his teeth. Rock thanked him for slaying the goblins, since the broke village couldn't afford the guild. Rock thinks the guild took this job to help the village, and it's a smart move. Titus, the leader, revealed the kid confessed everything, even his Isaac conspiracy. Their group was finished. Defeated, Isaac knelt and bowed before Victor. Victor, that settled it. Hearing concluded. After interrogation, Isaac and others punished. Amy and Kara ditched their companion to survive Fenrir's deadly pursuit. They dropped to SR rank. The S-rank group disbanded. Kara and Amy wanted to team with Rock, but he declined. They regained trust and teamed up. Kids locked up, and as investigators dig into his past, his sentence could get even longer. Isaac escaped slavery, yet spent 6 months mining. To become an adventurer, he'll start from scratch. Rock started talking about himself, but Lucky stole the spotlight. Rock felt nothing but regret for his childhood friend. They grew up together but stayed strangers, hiding their true faces behind a web of secrets. These friends destroyed his bond with his family. Now Rock accepted the bitter betrayal. Now he'll trust his friends and fight to protect them. Rock told Lucky to handle everything the next day. Lucky told them to trust him. Shannon called everyone to eat. Another problem solved. Tonight it's stuffed cabbage. Rock didn't know he'd soon face a crisis, impacting the royal capital. Where did these capital ogres come from? Ogres charge, their ground-pounding fists hurling people back. It's dire, the castle will fall. One man urged holding until knights arrive. The other refused, fearing knights would seize everything. The wounded recovered, but an ogre loomed behind and swung. Rock and Lucky burst in as the wolf grabs the ogre's arm, stopping the strike. Rock apologized for the delay as the crowd unloaded their grievances. Roka was reliable. They left the boy with the wolf and struck back. Ogre's hand clamped in wolf jaws. He swung his free hand at Rock. Amy blasted the ogre from behind, saving Rock. Never relax. Rock put Pat in charge. She's a natural leader. Patter forms groups B, C, D. Group B joins Gargoyle. Shannon fights with Rock, boosting the team with magic. Everyone launched the attack. Team charged ogres, weapons and magic flying. They crushed an ogre as Fenrir one-shotted another. Wolf shrugged off the attack, barely a warm-up. Lucky's super strong, even though ogres are S-rank. Patter's crushing it, leading the adventurers while slaying ogres. She and Shannon team up perfectly, expected from the Ant Queen. A smirk, Rock spun to see Patru and Gorgul charging the monster. Gorgula blasted the ogre with a wind ball, but was horrified when the magic failed. Rock realized the gargoyle's magic was still sealed, and he couldn't break it alone. He must act. The team stood tall amidst their fallen foes. The last one drops, guys cheer, they won. Rock's team saved the capital, but ogres shouldn't be here. 10 attacking at once is unheard of, and Rock knows something is wrong. Patra healed the walls. They thank her for the treatment. Kara accepts new clothes if they're truly grateful. Those she shared magic with stay in her heart. She'll never change. Imperial knights on horseback storm the capital. Captain Marcus thanked Rock's team for their help. To find the motive, the knights are seizing the bodies, and they won't accept any objections. Rock and Shannon stared in shock as someone slammed the table, screaming at Marcus. The guild head scolded the captain for stealing the monsters they just destroyed. Marcus stressed it's vital for the investigation. Ogres in the capital are strange, demanding investigation. He grilled Titus about the past. The guild leader fumed at the low offer, but Marcus clarified it was a mission fee, not trade. The unashamed knight captain refused to help, so Titus grabbed him. Adventurers risked their lives, and Marcus owes them fair pay. Captain dared Titus to let him go. Was he trying to fight the knight? Titus was a veteran fighter. Guild staff cut them off. The river and deputy captain arrived, taking over the conversation. Titus regretted intervening. Marcus smiled. Rock entered, patria around his neck. Shannon stood nearby. Titus knows the truth. If this oppression continues, every adventurer will leave. Adventurers build and defend the nation, solving problems, hunting monsters, and raiding dungeons. Fewer monster casualties. Mysterious dungeon items boost strength. Marcus knows there's more. Rock is stunned. Titus rarely shows emotion, proving their bond is real. Titus remembers the Rockin assignment. Burning stone thefts are surging in the capital, and with zero witnesses, investigations have hit a dead end. Titus needs Rock to reopen the case. Rock hesitated, but Titus assured his full trust, guaranteeing pay even if he failed, with a bonus for a catch. Rock starts explaining, but Shannon's stomach growls loudly, leaving her mortified. Leaving the guild, the team ate, lingering. They're eating fatty crotno meat skewers that melt in your mouth. Shannon's still uneasy about earlier, while the guys in the guild head talk business. No worries, Rock's hungry. Fed and ready, they head out to grab their gear. The guys hit the gear shop. Might Meshas. Rock's old squad suffered. They mocked his support magic, but they're wrong about saving lives. Rock's shocked Matthias knows his divine protection. As a shop owner with weak gear, he's an expert. Rock smirks. Meshas asked why he visited. Noticing the ants, Rock said he needed gear. The seller spotted Patri's crown and realized she was the orange ant queen, then saw an elite gargoyle warrior. Rock was in his arsenal, so he let the boy pick anything. The teams already picked their gear. Rock asked Shannon and Gargoyle about the choice. Shannon trusts her gear. Gargoyle relies on magic. Rock saw Padra pick a staff. She wants to help with magic, just like him, but can she use it? Rock sat by Patri, hand on her head with a smile. She's strong, so it's worth a shot. They'll train enhancement magic, perfect for the Queen Commander, and Rock tells Matthias the equipment's chosen. A stranger enters as the owner apologizes for the crowd, then creeps behind Patri. And kicked her. The ant crashed and Rock rushed to help, while the stranger snapped that monsters aren't allowed inside. He called Rock a failed Tamer, shattering the peace. The outsider thinks Rock is only cocky because his creatures obey his every command. Smiling, the man asked Rock who he thinks he is. He grabbed Patru, she squeaked, and Rock immediately checked on her. Queen Ant insists she's fine. In a real ambush, she'd drop him instantly, but in a rank monster shrugs it off. Monster, the man shouted, demanding they recognize him. No one on the team recognized him. Patra thought he was just a bully, while Gargoyle thought he liked hitting girls. Calling them dirty peasants, the stranger revealed his name. Nisli is a highborn noble and the likely future leader of the Order of Night. He warned that crossing him meant war with the entire order. Threats don't faze Rock. He demands Patro apologize. Nisli blocked Shannon, ordering her to take the monsters. The century-old elf knows the value of defiance against the order. She challenged him sharply, "Are you sure this is legal?" Nisli smirked, calling her an aged witch and mocking elves who live with humans, sparking a dangerous curiosity in Shannon. Shannon's eyes burn with rage. She won't forgive the insult to Rock, drawing her sword to shield the vile beast Tamer. Misal's ready to squash the impudent pest and show true manners. The man draws his blade to make the elf pay, as a creepy stranger lurks behind the wall. The guys look around. Misal spots a stranger radiating tension, making the air anxious. He's sweating bullets as the situation spirals out of control. Misal briefs the stranger and apologizes to Patro for his subordinate's actions, relieved the Queen Ant is safe. Patrick isn't offended, so Rock lets it slide. The leader apologizes again, calling Rock by name. Rock stunned, how does this guy know him? The leader knows Rock well, only losers haven't heard of the capital's S-rank adventurer. Misal's investigation is a bust, so the leader grills the shop owner about the disappearing fire stones. Stones vanish weekly, so Rock hunts for fresh traces. Knights couldn't grasp the thieves' motives. Now stones vanish every few days, but used to disappear even quicker. The leader tells Rock to report any intel and heads back to HQ. Rock and Shannon watch the knights head out. Shannon expected more threat from the leader. If not for Titus's talk, Rock might have thought him a good person. Rock recalls a vital detail and has Mateo show him where the fire stones vanished. They need every clue. Owner leads Rocco and Mateo west. Theo points to the stone on the desk. 2 entrances let the thief slip in unnoticed. Why steal just one flint? If he wanted money, he'd take better weapons. He's hunting for the real motive. The owner points to the sealed chest. The stones inside are safe, but the rest vanished. Rock's stumped, so he asks Mateo for room to summon his massive familiar. Mateo agrees, and the ritual starts. The wolf bursts from the bracelet, barely fitting the room. Fenrir grumbles about the cramped summoning, his indignation clear. Mateo heard rumors of a familiar, now confirmed as he saw it himself. Can Fenrir track the thief's scent? It's tough, the room's filled with conflicting smells. With so many scents, even a wolf struggles to find the right one. Mateo marvels, how does the familiar enter the bracelet? Rock's skillful handling fills the owner with admiration. Theo tells Shannon how awkward Rock was when they met. Hard to believe he was ever like that. Owner tries to tell Shannon more, but Rock cuts him off, knowing she'd want details. Mateo apologizes to Patrick, offering a gift of respect. He gives her a mithril backpack, lightweight yet super strong, it'll be useful. Rock stunned by the rare mithril. Only kings and nobles wield such metal. Rock hesitates, but Mateo doesn't object. The family ordered a backpack for their child, but the child fell seriously ill and can't use it. Ordered to scrap the item, the master couldn't destroy his hard work. Since he's already paid, he wants the guys to use it. Rock accepts the gift, but Mateo needs to make adjustments and will return in a few days. Next day, armed orange ants face wild boars. Rock was stunned. He took down the rank B boar with one blow. The ants fight on and dominate. Boys amazed, everyone instantly mastered the weapon. He knew they fought barehanded, but weapons would make them deadlier than he ever imagined. Rock watches the ants, fascinated and impatient for what's next. New weapons ended boar slavery, letting ants prove their skills by easily taming the beasts. Aunt B approaches Rock, who asks if she's hurt, but she just shakes her head and smiles. Patrick calls him over and touches his head. Rock understands instantly, sitting down to stroke her trembling shell. Ants joyfully swarm Rock. The satisfied team hugs him, while the bewildered boy hears a strange whisper. A voice announces the sacred wyvern is hatching and asks Rock to befriend it, though his ants are already strong and cute. A new ally is coming, so everyone watches the shaking eggs, hyped for the hatch. Rock thanks the heavenly bird that took care of the eggs. No one expected such quick hatching, and luck fills the air. Lucky's shocked and mad. Rock befriended the wyvern, gaining 3 item upgrades in this dimension. An upgrade menu pops up, and he picks hot springs, a mine, and a banana garden for his mini-monstropolis. Hot springs glow, promising amazing sensations, and the mine holds special ores to forge weapons and armor. Banana harvest begins, and Rock watches the mini-monster city feast with joyful trills. He suggests returning to the guild to report the B-rank huge boar quest complete. On Fenrir, the company sets off. Rock tells Shannon the plan: prep the beast's meat, sell goods at market. He's focused on fur and fangs until Lucky hears something strange. A fireball hovers over the wooden crosses as a wolf rushes to investigate. The team follows Lucky to the crosses, but the bullet vanishes, leaving a heavy silence. Rock scans the area, ground warm like it swallowed fire, but no signs. Shannon senses a faint magical wave from the crosses, like an ancient talisman. Fenrir growls, ears alert. The boy senses a magic trap for the careless. The team marks this place and continues their journey, planning to return later, better prepared to solve the mystery. Shannon grabs Rock's sleeve, trembling as she admits ghosts terrify her too much to stay. Rock strokes the girl's head, promising they're close. If needed, she can hide safely in the mini-monster garden. At the grave, the boy leans down and spots a sacred symbol carved into the stone. The slab reads, "Here rests the great sage Damord, radiating peace, as if the earth guards her memory." Rock recalls legends. Damord, the great sage, generations knew his name as a symbol of vast knowledge. She stormed the Demon King's castle alone, forced a truce, and secured years of peace. Shannon grins, true or not, this woman's incredible strength demands respect. As the sky turns crimson, it's time to hit the guild and report the mission complete. They enter as loud complaints echo through the hall, making everyone look around nervously. Sir Misal is furious over the low reward, doubting anyone will actually take the job. Rock steps up for info, and the knight spots yesterday's beast Tamer, handing him the task parchment. Clean and investigate the sewer where used fire stones were found, but only 30 gold coins are promised. Misal ignores the small stuff. The future Holy Knight commander demands an immediate answer. He claims the guild helps the order, calls Rika useless and ugly, sparking outrage. The registrar asks for confirmation, and the knight smirks, doubling down on the insult. Rika burns with offense, but holds back her anger, knowing a quarrel would trouble the line. The admin smiles, a cold kindness, promising to post the request on the board, leaving the decision to the guild. Angry Knight slammed the door, yelled he didn't care, just accept the task quickly. Rock tells Rika to back off and learn, because drama only ruins the business vibe. He reads the request terms, weighing if dangerous sewer work is worth meager pay, and seeks a better option. The sewer's pungent stench hits them. They cover their noses, knowing used fire stones hide in this rotten brain. Rock casts a purifying spell on wet walls, green symbols flare, but it's not enough for irrefutable theft evidence. Shannon moves forward, hoping to find traces of thieves and solve the stone's disappearance. Slick mud and mold cover the floor. One wrong step sends you plunging into the stinking sludge. Proving her skill, she lunges forward, but her foot slips, sending her plunging toward the dark water. Boy's lightning reaction saves partner. Strong hands lift her from the foul current and place her on solid ground. Shannon's confidence is sweet, but Rock knows ego leads straight into traps. Eyes meet in darkness, reflecting gratitude and a silent pact. Mutual support trumps any spell. Night's falling, so the team heads back to stay safe and finally rest. Rock suggests the hot springs, and Shannon's eyes light up at the thought of a warm, well-deserved rest. Back at camp, the baby wyverns are already soaring 2 meters high, trained by the gargoyle and heavenly bird. Boy's amazed, the stone gargoyle flies. Its massive wings aren't just for show, they're for real flight. Proud of its strength, the monster offers a ride for 2, and Rock flies around the fortress to test it. He proposed a hike to the hot springs, and the thought of flying together made Shannon's heart race. On signal, the gargoyle spreads its wings. The couple settles in, ready to soar over the night city's rooftops. Beneath the monster's wing, the stone city fades as Roko marvels at the world's massive scale. Flickering lanterns cast light below as Shannon watches, breathless. Distant streets glow like a light carpet, and Rock plans to show his friends this inspiring night. Journey over, the boy thanks the gargoyle, giving the beast a rare chance to be useful outside of combat. The monster revels, proving its worth, ready for new challenges with friends. Gargoyle skips battles. Rock values her washing, cooking, and skylifting skills, making her indispensable. She dreams of breaking the ancient seal, but fears once the spell breaks, she'll lose herself, turning into an empty stone shell. Rock suggests strengthening the wyverns before they fly together, an idea the gargoyle loves more than ice cream. The boy dreams of a flying familiar to carry lucky, while the gargoyle recalls a strong griffin friend who will help. She says visit the griffin after this mission. It'll be a powerful new wing for the team. Back to camp for the hot springs, ready to melt the day's fatigue for a night of pleasure. Orange ants jump first into warm water, creating splashes. The sight enchants Shannon, who didn't expect such a friendly bath. Rock, Lucky, and Fenrir dive in. Fenrir hates baths, but these deep springs hide his whole body, tail and all. Fenrir thanks Rock for saving him from the burning dungeon, growling happily as he soaks in the warmth. Rock fist bumps the paw, knowing a friend saved him from ashes. This brief ritual solidifies loyalty, stronger than oaths. After bathing, the gargoyle reveals a hidden cave of shimmering stalactites, leaving the group breathless at the mineral glow. Next morning, Patra tries on the mithril breastplate. Its silver gleams in the sun, perfectly fitting the Ant Queen's delicate stature. Rock thanks Mateo for the gift. The master shares forging children's ant breastplates became his unexpected creative outlet. He used minimal materials, so forget the price, just test the armor's comfort in battle. Mateo forged tiny armor for the ant army, hoping the shiny shells would skyrocket their spirits. Patra waves the antenna, vowing to test the armor next training, as Rock feels their human-insect bond grow. Lucky jokes about a mithril collar. Mateo laughs, saying he'll first learn obedience with steel discipline. The friends laugh and accept the challenge, facing a griffin and a hunter stalking the fire stones. Rock plans mountain routes, griffins nest above clouds, and a gargoyle draws air tracks on a map. In twilight, the team sleeps, pine-scented, as stars appear, ready for new adventures. Rock stuffs Mateo's pouch, calling it a gift for the master's skill and heart, not just payment for gear. If the master refuses, money goes to kids or broke adventurers needing strong armor for dangerous raids through dark thickets. Mateo feels awkward for almost offending the boy, turning his fake smile into pure gratitude. Rock jokes the coins are from his S-rank team, so the master smiles, hides the pouch in a deep drawer, promising to use them wisely. While waiting for the final touches, the blacksmith suddenly shouts in alarm. A blue glow flashed by the window. The fire stones were gone, but the thief's trail was still hot. Rock whistles for Lucky to track the scent before city smoke and sulfur mask the trail. Allies retreat to the monster garden, ready to unleash poison wings, claws, and spears at the first signal. Boy saddles Wolf, races through cobbled streets, marveling the thief's agility. No broken glass, no watchman's cries. The trail leads to Damord's moonlit grave, where the scent suddenly vanishes as if sliced by a sword. Rock finds the slab untouched and jokes about ghosts, until a sharp whistle of wings cuts the silence. A celestial bird appears with an exorcism flower, raining golden dust that stirs hidden magic. A flash carve stares behind the tombstone. Rock realizes it's life magic opening the basalt. The illusion confuses the seeker. He's never seen such power, and the tunnel's too tight for Lucky. The wolf grumbles but vows to answer any call. The boy touches its muzzle, thanking it for its loyalty. Rock's light sphere blasts the stair darkness, revealing stolen crystals hidden below by the enemy, hoping to stay unnoticed. He pushes through the narrow, burning passage as the earth breathes fire from stolen artifacts. The ceiling expands into a hall where sparks flicker and reflections dance across black basalt walls. A flickering crystal altar sits at the center, covered in stone shards, as Rock's heart pulses with a strange underground magic network. He squeezes the amulet, realizing the real threat starts when the stones unite for the dark ritual. A vast hall opens beneath the gravestone. An unknown voice marvels at an uninvited guest amidst flickering ancient magic and skeletal columns. From darkness, an ancient skeleton emerges. Its cold, orbital lights freeze Rock, revealing a legendary sage's grim form. She mistakes Rock for a high mage and asks his business, while he wonders if she's really Damord reborn. Lala's wings flare, instantly spotting the guest's weapon, glowing menacingly to protect her mistress. Damord calms Lala, warning that rushing is useless. Real power comes from a steady mind. Rock chased a fire-stone thief. Their fragrant trail led to this crypt beneath the sacred tomb. Lala panics under suspicion, stammering an apology as her voice breaks with excitement. The fairy sought stones outside the dungeon, finding none in the hall, and her actions irritate the sage more than the dust-covered silence. Damord needs those crystals to power the broken ritual she made with demons. Rock seeks answers as Damord recalls an ancient, intoxicating duel with the demon lord, where strong wine will determine the victor. She drank the abyss leader under the table, got a truce, but surviving the ritual's consequences without stones is nearly impossible. No demon could outlast her, but winning bound the wise woman's soul to the raging fire. Every missing stone weakens the seal. If enemies grab the crystals, the truce shatters, unleashing war upon the world. Lala begs to understand their despair. They only maintain the seal, but acknowledges the theft could unleash dangerous, unforeseen events. Rock doubts the fairy's guilt, is a hidden villain framing her to spark war with the forgotten defenders. His amulet reacts to his emotions, forcing a choice: help the wise one save the seal or unmask the manipulator. Return the stolen stones to fix the ritual, then hunt the traitor who broke the peace. Damord barely nods his bony head, agreeing, then uses runes to open a secret exit to a narrow tunnel to the outskirts. Guilt-ridden Lala joins Rock, and Lucky to prove her sincerity, her wings blazing with hopeful blue. The true quest begins: friendship with a skeleton, a fairy, and a wolf against an unknown foe igniting ancient pacts, threatening to burn the world. The demons sighed. They didn't start the war. People cut forests and plowed hills, stealing the monsters' livelihood and safety. Starving monsters reclaimed land for food, but lacked farming skill, so crops died. Damord offered to teach demons farming for peace, and both sides kept their word. Stomachs full, their rage vanished. The war died, leaving only memories and a new peace. In silence, the wise woman researched nutrition when a bright-eyed girl approached, seeking guidance. Lydia, the student, lacked magic but conquered hearts with kindness, honesty, and social skill. Damord, unusually chatty without wine, was hooked by the girl's talk and shared her field alchemy secrets. They created an extract boosting grain growth. Lydia rejoiced. Fewer field hands meant a quick end to hungry queues. Lydia recalls the catacomb treasures, energy that could fuel harvests if safely harnessed. She suggested involving the dead in field work since they don't eat or tire, making it a brilliant, profitable plan. Dalmord nearly mastered necromancy, but quit after realizing its terrifying military potential. The revived army would shatter world powers, igniting an arms race and bloody wars for the dead. Lydia sees no threat, peace keeps the powerful fed, and her breakthrough will make her a legend. She aimed to beat her mentor and become legendary, finding farm experiments too small for glory. Dalmord curbed the student's ambition, knowing greatness's deadly path brings only despair. Furious, Lydia knew science demanded risk, and hesitating meant betraying her dream. Her eyes burned feverishly, vowing to prove her righteousness, even if it woke the dead. Silence fell between the two researchers as their paths split forever. Rock and Lala watched as peace hung by a thread, ready to snap from a reckless word. Dalmord faced a choice: halt the dangerous experiments or unleash them, sparking a new war. Lydia vanished with Dalmord's necromancy manuscript, and the wise woman wasted years hunting her famous student across the empire. The search yielded nothing, but her magic infused the soil, resurrecting the skeletal silhouette deep beneath the necropolis where ancient runes ignite. Now a Lick servant, Dalmord felt infinite power, carving frozen halls beneath the grave to restrain his mana. She cloaked the catacombs in illusions for invisibility, then resumed experiments, testing on her own body. Dalmord needed a counter for Lydia, but his skeletal body faded without energy, needing a crumb of mana. No magical stones, the wise woman accepted her slow fade until a fairy encounter rekindled forgotten hope. Lala panicked at the talking skeleton, but sensing the sage's kindness, she bombarded her with questions. Noticing Lala's bent wing, Dalmord assured the curve doesn't spoil beauty, like bones don't stop a great person. Fairy confessed others called her a monster, but the sage's words melted her complex and gave her much-needed confidence. Dalmord joked that if a crooked wing scares them, her skeleton would make everyone faint. Swapping stories, Lala realized the legendary Great Wise Woman stood before her, reborn as a skeleton. Fairy craved true magic, while the witch needed an assistant for the seal. Their goals merged like rivers to the sea. Dalmord is crafting a stabilizing elixir to save herself and crush Lydia's comeback. Lala volunteered to prove a broken wing can soar higher than perfect ones with self-belief. Deep in the catacombs, a skeleton and fairy teamed up to save their dying world. Dalmord taught Lala alchemy as the fairy's mana glitter replaced some rare crystals. The underground lab garden thrived with flasks, glowworms, and manuscripts penned by a trembling, bony sage. Lydia's stolen knowledge haunted Dalmord as she prepped a shield to stop an entire undead army. Lala vowed to unite humans, demons, and fairies to stop another war for glory. Deep in the dark catacombs, a skeleton and a broken-winged fairy dream of saving the world from oblivion. Lonely souls found friendship, a warmth stronger than any flame, uniting them despite bones and wings. To save her dying friend, Lala returned the magic stone, becoming the secret thief Dalmord described. Confessing she stole the fire stone, the fairy accepts any punishment to save her friend from oblivion. Lala takes the blame, but Dalmord stops her. She gave the order, so the crime is on her shoulders. As they argue, Lala claims she acted alone and doesn't know Dalmord, hoping to save her teacher from punishment. Dalmord says don't risk it for someone nearing their end, but Lala refuses. He's her first invaluable friend. Rock realizes stealing magic means death, and the brutal penalty terrifies him. He's surprised Dalmord, who could have escaped, honestly seeks to atone for her guilt, just like Lala, who shares this burden. Rock logs the robbery and warehouse breach. Lala confesses to the theft, but knows nothing about the knights. The boys shocked by their ignorance of the knights' missing treasury stones. The fairy only brought one crystal and truly didn't know the robbery's scale. Rock's analysis reveals Lala took the last stone, so the true thief still lurks. Dalmord confirms it. Another thief is at work, likely trying to break the seal and revive the ancient war. Suddenly, a rumble and crackle echo from the tunnel like thunder. Friends listen to impending disaster. They burst out to see smoke over the capital and flames licking the rooftops as screams pierce the night. Rock leaps onto Lucky and charges the gates to stop the chaos before the city burns. Coughing up bone dust, Dalmord begs to join, using ancient spells to shield everyone from the coming horrors. Monsters flood the capital. Crowds bolt for the western gate, where a lone warrior's blade shines like a beacon. The stranger guides refugees to safety, his certain gestures cut through darkness, instilling hope. One sweep cleaves another monster, blood flashing before flames leave only dark stains. Rock sees a new ally or deadly foe, gripping his sword, ready to unite or fight the moment their eyes meet. The knight breathed deeply the capital's smoke-scorched air, steadying his breath after the lightning-fast rescue. Next monster bursts from flames, knocks him down, cobblestones cracking under its massive weight. The guild admin slammed the monster back with a giant hammer and pulled the boy up to accept his thanks. Rock and Lucky rushed to the square, jumped onto the balustrade by the river, and Rock immediately demanded the situation. The Order of Knights trophy monsters suddenly turned undead, unleashing bloody carnage across the city. As knights hauled monster corpses, adventurers fled, leaving the capital's defenses crippled. Guild called neighboring countries, but reinforcements are coming, and streets boil with undead predators. As Rock gathered data, monsters surrounded the girl. Rika rushed in, smashing through the enemy ring with her meteor hammer. Dalmord reveals Lydia's records use fire stone cores to fuel the undead's decayed mana. Lydia's behind mass crystal thefts and conducted forbidden experiments, pumping bodies with infinite heat. Rock summoned every monster but the wyverns, ordering them to purge the filth under the Elder's command. He froze seeing the orc with Lydia's distorted sign, realizing this was just her Dark Horde's vanguard. Dalmord unleashed the hellish diamond, its burning runes lighting the night as everyone froze before her massive power. Rock introduces the fairy Lala and Dalmord, swearing the bony warrior is a reliable ally. Mana drained, the wise woman barely held her form, needing pure crystals or she'd crumble to dust. Patra handed over 12 glowing stones, igniting the skeleton's eyes with living fire. Once the ritual ends, Dalmord will raise the sacred barrier and blast the undead with a wave of light. Spell needs time, so Rock stalled attacks as the team scattered through streets, prepping for battle. Lala covered rooftops, blinding enemies with fairy dust, while Fenrir and ants mauled monsters in narrow alleys. Battle roared as Dalmord wove sky runes. The capital awaited dawn, hoping to survive the undead night. Rock and his monsters shredded the undead, their blades flashing as bone shards buried the square. Ants clatter excitedly, but Rock warns danger as dead bodies stir, magical flames mending broken joints. Shannon and pro-adventurers can't win, only familiars with the fateful gift's spark can destroy the core. Boy tells Shannon, defenders, support my beast so every sword strike bursts into light, burning rotten mana from animated flesh. Rock's holy power buffs his allies, carving glowing scars that stop the undead from reviving. Victory is finally in sight as adventurers and familiars team up, shredding monsters into cold ash. Most monsters are dust, but new waves swarm the side streets, dog-like jaws scattering the gate wreckage. The Order of Night hits the capital. Rock, surprised, asks why reinforcements are late, but the knights stand silent like puppets. The commander's eyes go glassy. Torchlight reveals a purple flame swirling inside his empty pupils. Knights unleash arrows, but Fenrir charges, his fur turning to dragon scales, a living shield deflecting the hail of arrows. Hardened wolf fur deflects steel. Arrows clatter on cobblestones, leaving few scratches on shiny brown armor. Rock demands answers. His allied knights now have empty, controlled stares. Seeing the captain's glowing red eyes, he realizes the squad is mind-controlled as the order drops to kill everyone. Rock spares them, ordering enemies stunned, as the gargoyle unleashes a storm, blasting knights with wind. The enchanted warriors rise again, gripping their bows and enduring the storm with lifeless resolve. The boy draws his sword, his heated blade buzzing as he prepares for the next onslaught, careful not to injure lost knights. Miss Lee ambushes from behind, sword drawn to strike an enemy, but Patra intercepts, stunning the foe with a wooden staff. The queen warns, stay alert. One mistake lets dark forces reach the civilians. Rock meets Lee's gaze, sorrow and resolve swirling. They know they must lift the curse, not just behead, or the bodies become empty shells. Dalmord's ritual storm roars as golden runes glow, and knights kneel in silence before a deadly threat. A brutal slap stings. Micelle clutches his face as Rock notices the knight's demonic haze has vanished. Rock sees his team waking up, but magic won't cut it. He needs a physical strike to shatter the spells. He explains the plan, stun the captives to break the control and free them before things get worse. Amidst the chaos, Rock reveals, an undead army attacks the capital, and an unknown enemy brainwashed the Order of Night. Rock orders an evacuation, but Micelle refuses. His honor demands he stay and punish the monsters personally. He heroically charges the huge orc, stabs its back, but the blade only scratches it before the monster hits back, knocking him back. The missile streaks down, the orc winds up, and the crowd freezes before his massive swing. Patra Ant Queen leaps between enemy and wounded, absorbs the crushing blow, saving the knight from the enraged beast. Rock lunges at Patry, knowing an orc's double fist kills even rank of warriors, and draws daggers to distract him. Blades slice the air, forcing the orc back, but he raises palms overhead, charging a devastating downward attack. Before Patra recovers, the orc slams the ground, sending a stone wave and debris flying. Broken stones fall like hail, threatening wounded knights trying to rise after brief consciousness. Rock rolls the patrol aside, parrying debris. Every step determines who survives this chaos. Fenrir growls, yanking the orc back, giving warriors respite, while ants form a defensive ring around Micelle. The gargoyle soars up, ready to topple the giant with a storm gust and counterattack. Orcs strike rumbles underground. Downward barrier's skylight warns time runs out for the undead. They must hold on. Shannon rallies the team, crushing knights and saving civilians to turn the chaos around. Rock sees red glimmer reignite in warriors' eyes. Lydia won't yield without a fight, so the stun plan continues. Shell cracked, the tortoise grips his staff and readies a comeback. Retreating means death for the defenseless. The pavement groans from collision. Ahead, the task: withstand pressure, break the spell, and wait for light to scatter undead darkness to dust. The ogre slams his massive fists, shattering the pavement and turning Patra's spot into a stone pit. Rock looks back at the rumble, the monster's stone hands unmoved, and fear grips him. The Ant Queen's smile, training and hugs flash back as fear chokes him. Boy drops to knees in rubble, voice breaking in despair, as Patry's name cuts through suffocating battle dust. A beast dives, snatching Patru in its jaws as shattered wings tremble under the moon. Fenrir's roar snaps Rock back, the queen's alive, crying, gripped in his fangs. Her wyvern saved her. Now grown, the dragonlings soar over the battlefield like lightning. Gargoyle explains rapid dragon growth is normal. Rock jokes it's his unmatched animal talent. The winged one's quick throw disarmed the ogre, giving the exhausted defenders hope. Shannon warns of the raging ogre horde behind them, and Rock shoves Patry a thick healing elixir. Drops hit the shell, she surges with power, commanding ants onto wyverns to soar into the heavenly lava. Orange warriors transform into tiny knights racing through the sky with shining spears, slicing night smoke. The final purge begins. Wings roar and steel sings as the undead army's bones shatter. Rock feels foreign presence behind him, dodges sudden sword swing, blade whistling through his hair, scattering sparks. Marcus is the attacker, and the commander's livid that Rock blocks his path to ruling the order. Controlled hatred burns in the knight's eyes. He'll destroy the Adventurers Guild, wiping them out with the sword of dark glory. Marcus lunges with sharp strikes as Rock slides back, waiting to counter without killing him. Two aces clash in the burning capital, their thunderous strikes scattering sparks. Patra and the ant riders circle above, seeking to intervene, but Rock gestures them off to preserve their reserve. Now the order of Knight's fate is decided: free the knight from his curse, or force him to fall with the dark banner and extinguished conscience. Marcus kicked him in the gut and tossed Rock back like trash. Impressive strength, he shouted, dragging Marcus into the fight. Marcus believed the guy actually wanted them there. Titus is always nearby, like the main adventurer, wherever they go. Marcus rules the Knight Order as king, and no one dares challenge him. Despite how he's treated, he believes the country needs one order. Rock, pained against the wall, fights this mad game. Marcus will destroy anyone in his way, charging Rock again. Lucky bursts in, tail whips Marcus off his feet, demanding he stop the noise. Marcus struggles up the boxes as the newly awakened wolf growls. Shannon worries for Rock. He replies he's fine, but worries for Marcus. He twitches and mumbles, looking suspicious and terrifying. Where did that tail strike land? The captain is acting suspicious. Marcus flashes a dark grin as something else awakens inside. He thinks joking is foolish here. Adventurers never worry. His tone shifts. Rock glares, asking who's really inside Marcus's body. A malicious glance and angry confession reveal Lydia, legendary Sage Damort's first student, his heir. Rock demands her truth. Lydia clenches fists, vows to answer before destroying him. She's desperate to show the world her undead treasure research. The country is sacrificed. Even the boy's death won't stop it. Their bodies still serve. Damort started the research, but Lydia finished it and claims the work as her own. Rock accused Lydia of stealing burning stones. She snorted, impressed he knew so much. She seized the order of Knight Leader's body, using him as a puppet to find the guilty. Lydia ended the talk, ordering her knights and undead to destroy everything. Ares laughed, but everything went south. She couldn't believe no one was dead. The warriors should be dust, but the undead were just unconscious. Shannon needed Lydia's body. Without the scent, Lucky couldn't find her. Someone approached, apologizing. Damort was ready to slaughter the undead, but they were already wiped out. She stared at the dead bodies. Tired and sad, she hugged her knees. All she wanted was beer. Rock timidly approached. Now finding the right path was everything. Damort knew where Lydia was. She'd show them. She tried to soothe them, but the words stuck in an endless loop. The boys stood by the mysterious tower, moonlit and silent. They were set to seize Lydia. Rock had everyone but Shannon and Patrick guard the monster garden. He faced the massive doors. Damort's postal magic confirms the entrance isn't here. The illusion vanished, revealing stairs leading deep underground. Boys descended, a horrible stench of decay hung. Damort couldn't understand how Lydia lived over 100 years. Her body must be dreadful. Suddenly, a young girl holding a book appeared and slowly turned toward them. She's shocked they got this far. The undead army outside should have stopped them. How they broke through, she can't grasp. Rock explained they defeated everyone. The Order of Night was crushed. Lydia snorted, dismissing them as a joke. Damort greets Lydia, but she doesn't recognize her. She claims she's never written a story without bias. To remember, Damort summoned the hellish diamond with an ancient spell. Lydia unleashed her water dragon, its roar instantly crushing the flames. Lydia spotted Damort, and her rage boiled over. She thought Damort turned revenant just to spite her, but she shook her head sadly. A better Lydia would have achieved more. Lydia unleashes eternal darkness on Damort. Damort counters with dark night power. Lydia's fierce, but just a child. Magic collides in a massive surge. The guys watch, stunned. The forces are equal. Lydia rages. Damort's death strengthened her. Patrick readies to intervene. Suddenly, the queen ant lunges for Lydia. He agrees, then slams his staff straight into Lydia's face. She hits the floor. Fighting everyone alone is just unfair. Patrick chuckled disdainfully. Lydia almost killed her. Rock had never seen her so malicious. Lydia snapped, summoning a swarm of shadow copies. Her sinister smile confirmed no one would find the real one. Patrick slammed the real Lydia with his rod. Illusions don't affect the queen ant. She easily distinguishes Lydia from all copies. Patra snaps that if Lydia dies, it'll crush Dad. She won't let her father be sad, but Lydia doesn't understand what it is. Rock watched Patrol tense. She lunged at Lydia, but Damort held her back. Damort apologized, needing Lydia alone to handle it herself. Patra smirks and retreats. Damort coldly declares Lydia is finished. They lived far too long. She unleashes sacred magic, willing to destroy herself with the enemy. Rock and Shannon froze as the holy magic vanished, erasing even the undead. This is the only way to destroy evil. Damort hinted Lydia must come. The pixie rushed to Damort, refusing to lose her. Glad to finally meet, a sudden flash blinded the room. Rock blasted magic straight at the target. Lydia's chest ripped open. She collapsed. She was shocked Roku used that magic without even transforming. Damort apologized, not risking herself for Liklo. Lydia didn't expect to fight this powerful mage. She almost defeated Damort. She vowed to return even more powerful. Damort realized Lydia lived a shadow, not her real life. Dying for an illusion is pointless. She suddenly lost her cool, while Rock was fast asleep. Lala flew up, hugged her, and thanked the heavens, happy Damort hadn't disappeared. Damort apologizes for worrying Pixie, but they'll have to say goodbye soon. Magical stones ran out, so even the stolen ones are useless. Good. Lala expected Rock to share, but Damort didn't want to bother him anymore. Pixie refuses to say goodbye, while Rock offered Damort his hand to partner with him. If she agrees, she gets unlimited magic stones. She still had to deal with Lydia. Shannon doubted taming a dark race member, but Rock knew, only he held sacred magic. Worst case, it destroys her. Damort faced the question, will she risk it? She smiled, for even a crumb of hope, she'll take the deal. A voice from above, the Queen of Darkness wants Rock's friend, one condition though. Her dark magic weakens, but she's finally safe from vanishing. Damort accepts, she trusts Rock, he casts the spell. The Dark Queen completes the ritual, becoming his sacred beast and partner. Before the year, new options emerged. He even started salt production, picking a small sea. The monster garden expands. Rock worried for Lala's fate, but Pixie beamed with joy. She's now the Queen of Darkness's servant and Rock's partner. He laughs, knowing she has all the answers. Damort's human form spoke. She thanked Rock, asking him to protect her. Rock smiled. This meeting mattered to him too. The squad hit the capital, as locals cleared debris from the ruined road. Rock sent his guys to rebuild the city. he rushed to the guild to complete the report. He found Rico at the guild and rushed to the office, where Titus and Marcus waited in stony silence. The room tensed, a serious meeting loomed. Facing off at the table, Rock demanded answers, while Rico greeted the beast Tamer through the thick tension. Tension mounted as Marcus and Guildmaster Tyron sat at the table. After their recent screaming match, this silence felt wrong, so Rock demanded answers from Rico. Rico tries to convince Rock it's fine, but a knock hits the door. Rico warns against opening, but Rock hesitantly does anyway. Marcus stands before him, apologizing for interrupting Rock's busy schedule. He kneels and apologizes, his failure almost crippled Rock. Stunned it's over, he tells the captain to lift his head. What happened, Marcus remembers nothing. It all started 6 months ago when he met L.A. During training, she appeared alone, but Marcus, despite their first meeting, felt he'd known her his whole life. A sweet scent filled the air, a potion or spell was messing with him. She summoned knights to gather strong monster bodies for national development, labeled adventurers an obstacle and Titus pure evil. The Order believed her. They seized powerful monster corpses to drive every adventurer out of the country. Marcus apologizes to Titus and the guild. He regrets it. Titus and Rock are astonished. Titus is stunned as the proud Marcus finally bows. The guildmaster rises, accepting the knight's apologies. He reached out to Marcus, vowing to calm the adventurers and team up to rebuild. Marcus agreed, shaking hands and sealing the Order of Knights alliance with the guild. The guild hunted for Lydia, but her trail was nearly impossible to follow. Order leader Marcus shoulders responsibility, but the king focuses on city restoration. Then another voice brought bad news. The former hero fled mid-battle against the undead, and nobody knows if it was intentional. A month passed, joyful shouts echoed over the sea again. Rock and his buddies sunbathed by the water, enjoying the silence. The sea enchanted Shannon as Rock watched her, amazed. He remembered their first meeting. Now she's bolder and sharper-tongued. Rocco clearly earned the credit. Shannon thanked her rescuer. The boy was confused, but Lucky apologized, then asked their purpose at sea. After days of rebuilding with Patri's help, things were going great. Now they needed a change of scenery. They deserved rest and a barbecue. Patra didn't know what that was. Rock explains barbecue and suggests a feast. Patra loves kebabs, dreaming they'll stay together forever. Serious talk later. Now, time for delicious food. The boys pounce on the food as a bird lands on Rock's head. He realized she had no name. I joked about the name Yakitori, and the bird snapped, screaming and flapping. Barbecue ruins his mood. Rock listed Japanese chicken dishes. The bird, outraged, hated them. The boy suggested Sill, and the bird flapped its wings in joy. They called her Sill. A girl brought Rock a plate. The meat was surprisingly tender and tasty. He didn't recognize him at first, but there stood Damort, now a skeleton. By the sea, she illusions a human form. Magical stones let her walk the city. But how does she eat with an illusion body, being a skeleton? Skip the details and catch the vibe. Lala asks Rock about his sauce. He cooked a special dish, onions, ginger, apples. Its aroma enchanted. Pixie never tasted anything like it, glad she met Rock. Lala hungered for his next dish, while Rock grabbed a snack to ignore the annoying Pixie. Partners had fun on the beach. Girls played ball while orange ants joyfully splashed in Damort's magic water. Rock wolfed down meat, sat on a stone, and cast his line with Lucky nearby. Wolf asked what he was doing. Rock explained, hang a baited hook on a line, fish will swallow it. Lucky got interested and wanted to try. He used his tail as a fishing rod, betting his fluff was bait enough. Boys fished from the shore, enjoying the calm. Sometimes rest is vital. Lucky curled up while Rock sank into thought. Suddenly, movement near Lucky. He's got something, pull that tail faster. The wolf jerked its tail, something hung from it. Rock's eyes widened, straining to see. The tiny creature fell in love with a fluffy tail. A mermaid stood before them. Rock and Lucky watched in shock as it coiled its tail around the wolf, refusing to let go. They froze. She seemed harmless. The boys returned her to sea. Lucky's tail swirled wildly. The mermaid kept pace, reveling in her soft tail. Lucky wouldn't quit, furiously waving his to shake her off. Fenrir jumped in, blinding the mermaid with magic. Lucky finally threw her back into the water. Partners rushed over, panicked by the noise. Rock tried to calm them, but Mermaid leaped from the sea again, eyes blazing, and lunged at Lucky's fluffy tail. The mermaid lunged from the water, pouncing on Lucky's tail. The wolf was livid, and Shannon was stunned. Lucky refused to hold back, but the mermaid suddenly froze. She knew the unsuspecting creature couldn't resist this fluffy happiness. The wolf used magic to blast it back into the sea, leaving the boys suspicious. The mermaid resurfaced, again heading for the fluffy tail. She gripped him as Lucky pleaded, but Rock hesitated to act. Damwort raised her hand to intervene, casting a spell that summoned a huge magic sphere in the sky. Damwort gave the mermaids a choice: stay and get fried or retreat with honor. Mermaids shocked, land dwellers surprised them. They moved to force them apart. The mermaid refused to quit and summoned Levi. A giant sea dragon burst from the depths. Everyone froze before the Sea Kingdom's strongest beast. The mermaid proudly presented Leviathan as Ocean King, then commanded his power display. The Leviathan cleared its throat, nodded, and introduced itself, glad to meet Rock. Stunned by the polite tone, Shannon and Rock warily replied. Bewildered, the mermaid demanded Leviathan fight land dwellers for her fluffball, but the Sea King insisted on talking. The mermaid was furious. To her, befriending land dwellers meant a fight. Leviathan was astonished. She convinced the Sea King to flex his power, and he reluctantly gave in. The Leviathan unleashed magic. Water swirled into vortices. Water surged upward, forming a gentle water dragon storm. The dragon's magic was powerful, almost like Fenrir's, but Damwort found it a spectacle. Skeletal Damwort unleashes her true power, summoning Antigua's spirits with illusion magic. She appeared, Leviathan panicked, diving into the sea. Turns out the Sea King fears monks and ghosts. Mermaid knew Damwort did it intentionally, exploiting his fear, yet no one suspected. It didn't matter. The mermaid admitted defeat and offered friendship, but Rock turned her down. She didn't get the refusal. Fighting made them comrades. Rock yelled, "That's not how it works." The embarrassed mermaid realized she'd have no one left to help her visit the village. Rock, shocked, asked which village. The mermaid pointed to his gargoyle's tail and orange hair. Tragedy struck the mermaid village, and she's here begging for help. Few understood the threat. The mermaid bowed her head. She hesitated, struggling to explain. Then the Leviathan emerged, asking permission to explain. The Sea King revealed an underwater mermaid village, attacked 3 days ago by fish people. These hybrids are part human but mostly fish, while mermaids lean human, making them a separate species. A century of peace lulled the village. Few had combat experience. A sudden attack captured many mermaids. Their guardian Leviathan was disgraced after admitting it's weak in battle. May wasn't in the village, so she remained unharmed. She left to find help from land dwellers. Leviathan joined the plea, begging for help. Rock scratched his neck. How fight underwater without breath? Leviathan calmed his doubts. He brought air grass. Eat this to breathe underwater and ignore the pressure. Rock never knew this plant existed, and it only grows in the mermaid village. Save the mermaid village, and Rock gets unlimited air grass. The boy refused to risk lives, but Patra begged for help. Shannon joined the request. The guard nodded, not against it. Everyone's serious. They're ready to set off. May was relieved. The boys joined her. Happy, she thought she could hug Lucky's tail without consequences, but the moment she touched it, the wolf shook her off. Staring at the water where she surfaced, the boys made their choice. They're helping the mermaid. Everyone plunged underwater. Rock surprisingly breathed from the air grass, feeling no pressure. Moving is a struggle, and fighting underwater will be a nightmare. But suddenly, quick weasels rushed past him. These creatures flapped their wings underwater, but the gargoyle surged ahead with wind-boosted speed. Rock tried, focused, and pushed. Lucky couldn't swim. The wolf hit his limit, so Raol sent everyone but the gargoyle to the monster garden. The boys swam to the cave, leading to the mermaid village. May swam first, others kept pace. Rock dove into the cave after her, then something bright struck him. Before him, an underwater mermaid village appeared. Special magic cloaked it, making it invisible from the outside. No human has stepped here in centuries. May thinks Rock should feel honored. Before they could look, Leviathan's tail snatched them, signaling silence as someone approached. In the water swirled a shark-headed creature with arms and legs, a true predator. A fishman from the patrol. Other mermaids are trapped in the queen's castle. Leviathan saw them fleeing. Rock suggested a frontal attack, but the Sea King proposed a secret tunnel. They needed a guide to pass, but the May mermaids vanished. She burst from the cave, yelling at the fishman to free everyone and meet her. May bragged about fighting Rock, but the fishman lunged, furious she'd ruined their plans. It almost ended tragically, but Leviathan arrived, caught May, asking what she was doing. The mermaid refused to hide like a coward, but time for talk was over. Another fishman snuck up behind them. Rock knew they were exposed. Then we break through, the squad's ready. Fishman was too fast, Rock couldn't keep up underwater. Gargoyle helped. He leaped on her back, wind magic, blasting them forward as the gargoyle roared, "Attack!" Rock decked the fishman, dropping him. Cheers erupted, but 6 more waited. The first enemy rose again, the strike did nothing. The fishman rose, raging and roaring. He whirled around the boys. Rock scanned the scene and ordered the gargoyle 50 centimeters right. The fishman streaked past, baffling the gargoyle. He shifts 70 centimeters left, forcing another miss as the pattern repeats. Rock saw strange eyes, like knights under hypnosis. He didn't know who did it, but the enemy couldn't focus. This let the guys counterattack. The gargoyle darted 3 meters left. Rock lunged left, dodged the strike, and charged the fishman, ordering Leviathan to bind him with his tentacles. With removable tentacles, they tied the fishman to the rock. He couldn't see or speak. Leviathan remembers when these creatures could talk. Who's pulling the strings? They have to hurry and save everyone. They took out more fishers. They were the village guards, but nobody expected so few of them. May called to Leviathan. He'd tied her up too, intentionally. Her acting alone would cause more problems. He untied her. Free May rushed to the mermaids, and they cheered her survival. One rushed to hug her, crying. Rock saw the mermaid's tears crystallize into shiny gems. These pearl tears are rare gems born when a powerful mermaid's emotions peak. Mermaid turns to Rock, introduces herself as Madeline, the queen's maid, deeply grateful for their rescue. Rock was disheartened. Not everyone was free yet. The queen and many mermaids remained captive in the fishing village, and their camp was temporary. No time to waste, on to the rest. Madeline stopped him, passing a small object. Rock took the gift, a pearl. The mermaid gave it to him as thanks from the entire village. She had one final request. Rock instantly agreed. Next stop, the fishing village. Enemies swarmed. Rock spotted something. A human ship, why's it among fish people? A man on the deck whispers something suspicious to the fisherman. The talking fishman was likely their leader. Shannon signaled Rock and pointed up. Inside the cage sat a girl, bound and gagged. Evidence showed people controlled the fishers. Rock suggested they traded mermaids. Beast hunters shocked, mermaids for sale. The guys couldn't believe it. The ship sailed away, they had to act fast. Leviathan agreed to help, but only if some captives stayed behind. We should follow him to the secret base and free everyone at once, including the mermaids. Rock summoned Syl, ordering her to tail the ship to its hideout. The bird obeyed the command and flew away. We must also rescue the prisoners at the fishing village. Freed mermaids arrived, asking to protect. Last attack was unexpected, but they're battle-ready now. They want to settle this honorably, but with so many fishers, it's a death trap. Lucky pulled out Damort's bracelet, pointing to it as proof mermaids should trust boys to fight. Lucky smirked about their monster garden discovery, itching to show it off. Rock wasn't against it, but doubted the serious task. Damort and Lucky demanded his trust. He agreed because he trusted them, but Madeline swam closer, doubting they could handle it alone. Leviathan assured her these two might even surpass the Sea King. Stunned, the mermaid still had no clue who these strange boys were. Go time, Lucky and Damort ran to the guard. Guards swarmed as they hit the ground. Damort roared, "Witness our true power." Lucky casts the spell. Magical circles erupt around him, the air trembles. Lucky surged with power as his magic circles blazed. Damort linked the spell with expansion magic, boosting the wolf. The sea split, revealing a legendary land beneath the waves. Fish people fell, strength fading, movement slowed. Boy's chance neutralized the guard fast. Rock saw the mermaids were frozen. Without water, they're as helpless as the fish people. Rock ordered everyone still standing to help the others. The boy rolled up his sleeves, twisting fishmonger after fishmonger. Another evil beast erupted from the cave. Shocked he could speak, he asked what was happening. Rock named the leader, demanding the captured mermaid's release. He grunted, confused. He pulled out a strange sphere and flashed a dark grin. Clutching the sphere, the fishman commanded his forces to unleash their might and destroy enemies. Ignited with energy, they charged back into battle, even stronger. Lucky snatched one and tossed him aside. They grew stronger but moved slow, posing no real threat. The leader siphoned the fish people's power, growing massive right before their eyes. He grew into a massive sea titan. Shouting his speed multiplied, he brags about the magic sphere, invincible with it. Rock asks about the sphere, and the leader prepares to unleash its power. Suddenly, Patra flew past inverted and snatched the sphere from his hands. Ribbliad spun around to find the ant already clutching the sphere. Ant rushed Rock, shouting it captured the sphere. Rock praised her and the leader finally caught on. He lunged to stop her, but he was too late. Rock approached Damort, sphere in hand. She felt familiar magic, similar to Lydia's. Lydia used Damort's research, and now she's in total control. The leader didn't calm, shouting for the sphere back immediately. Damort told Rock not to worry, but the sphere slipped and crashed onto a rock. A dull crack echoed, the sphere cracked. Damort didn't get it. The leader groaned, collapsing to his knees in despair. Damort tried to calm him, promising another field, but she knew this was his last hope. They tied up the leader and interrogated him. He was Pedro, but his motive for controlling fishmen and attacking mermaids was unclear. Pedro explained he sought to prove his worth, though from the shark tribe he was expelled. I noticed their fins. Fin size equals magic power, and his was tiny. Days ago, lost and alone, he sat under the moon until a strange woman in black appeared. The saleswoman offered help, handing him a magic sphere. Rock suspected Lydia. Pedro remembered one thing for sure: the sphere from the sleeping fish creature makes you lord of the sea. He seized control, crushing the furious mermaids with ruthless strikes. Pedro confessed. For the sphere, he attacked the mermaid village and handed captives to the trader. Humiliated, he chose himself. Pedro clearly regretted it, but he had a reason to prove his worth. Mermaids grumbled. Rock wondered, where did those he passed go? Pedro suspected Brandon took the captured mermaids. Rock handed the sphere to Damort. Maybe it's still explorable. She reassured him the analysis was doable, then sat across from Pedro, clutching the sphere. She sympathized but warned the fishman, fragile strength will destroy him. Now he must prove his worth. If he changes, everyone forgets this broken sphere. The squad headed to Brandon Port. The guys scouted the area, hunting for where the captured mermaids were hidden. The Leviathan stayed in the sea with mermaids who couldn't transform. No need to attract attention. Madeline and May could transform. Few mermaids have this skill, using it only for city shopping. Their clothes dry instantly, letting them scavenge treasure and wreckage left by storms or pirates. The birdsill returned, perched on Rock's shoulder, announcing it found a secret hideout. Time to act. She led them to the city, only to find it unguarded. Rock scouted alone while the girls stayed back. He reached the open doors, judging the lazy security. He stepped inside as strange sounds echoed everywhere. Rock spotted countless cages of creatures. Looking closer, he realized some creatures looked unnatural. A magic circle on the floor likely sealed merging magic. He'd landed in a lab of horrific monster experiments. He tapped the glass, shouting he'd help. Mermaids stared confused. Thick glass blocked his words. Rock hopped on the tank and pulled his knife to pry the lid open. Futile, the castle was locked, mechanically and magically. Then someone called from behind. A caged monster called to Rock, knowing exactly where to find the key. It was Drackle, descendant of dragon gods, Chief's grandson. Captured in his sleep, he woke in a cage and offered Rock a deal: freedom for the key. Rock agreed instantly, but on one condition: free the mermaids first. He unlocked the aquarium, saying Sand sent it. Mermaids thanked him but instantly wondered, were all freed. The queen s up for auction, sending Rock into a blind rage. He hid his face. Security here is tight. The transforming mermaids should have fled. No one could turn human, leaving everyone in danger. Rock summoned the gargoyle and Shannon, handing Drackle the key as promised. Freed, the dragon asked his name. Rock introduced himself. The dragon vowed repayment. As he left, the fish people begged for help. Why the cages? Uncontrollable. So the drovers just traded them away. Rock pitied them and agreed to help, but only if they stopped attacking mermaids. He freed the monsters he contacted. The team regrouped to find the queen. Lucky caught her scent and they charged. Mermaids joined to save their ruler. Rock and Shannon are stunned when May calls the queen Mom. Turns out, she's actually a princess. Despite her status, May was eager to help. Rock agreed, but she had to obey him. The mermaid hated the deal. Rock told Madeline to prep the gold. As a last resort, they'd buy the queen. Lucky led them to a massive building. The queen's scent was inside. The queen hasn't arrived, so Rock scouts the hall while Lucky and May wait outside. The mermaid wants to follow, but stays back to honor their deal. Rock promised to find her mother. May trusted him to protect the queen. He stepped inside to find a weary man. The man weakly greeted. The room reeked. Rock pinched his nose, then asked about special monsters. The nose-picking man sensed Rock wasn't ordinary. Rock frowned and slapped the cash down. The seller smirked, grabbing the money. It was time to follow. On the way, he asked Rock what monsters he liked. Creatures here vary, humanoid to fused beasts. He shared the news. They just scored a rare creature he knew the guy would love. Rock realized it concerned his mermaid. A hooded man passed. Rock stopped, turning his head. The stranger reeked of rot, but it was just a girl clutching a chicken. The seller winced too. A potent smell hung, but the seller ignored it, and the hooded girl gripped something sharp. She leaned close to Rock, staring into his eyes with a shining gaze. Her energy was disturbing. Mission fail. The witch demanded if Rock knew Lydia, but even when she pressed him, he didn't budge. She glanced around, disbelieving. Facing the doors, she sensed Lydia's magic. Was she imagining it? She apologized for barging in. She slammed the door, leaving. Rock asked who that was. The assistant introduces Riza, a sorceress crafting magic items, but she's a total mystery. If she knows Lydia, stay cautious. The assistant led Rock through another door. Inside a jar, he spotted the Mermaid Queen, the auction's main prize. Rock recognized Mother May. The assistant gushed she was even more beautiful than the other mermaids. Rock asked the price. The cost was a staggering 300 million rents. Rock thought it sounded like space, but he explained mermaids fight are hard to catch, and a queen's price is justified. Even this amount won't help, there's already a buyer. Gris, son of the city's richest merchant, buys whatever he wants, spending millions on whims. He dumps everything like the women he bought. This guy's a total degenerate. Assistant urges Roku to retreat. More mermaids are coming and prices will tank. Grab them cheap then. Rock refuses to quit, entering the auction with an offer. He drops the cash, and the assistant confirms the auction starts in 6 days at 6 p.m. Rock left the building, joining his friends outside. May bombarded him with questions about her mom. Rock calmed her. The queen's safe, but she's being auctioned in 6 days. May tried to save her mother, but Rock stopped her. Powerful magic protects this place. It's unbreachable. The boy vows to save the queen and others peacefully, then confronts the guards about the slave trade. Guards seized the monster before them. It was Drakel. Rock was stunned, caught again. Drakel raged. Guards turn a blind eye to warehouses of half-human slaves. He reported the monsters, but they don't trust half-humans. The guards stayed silent. One scoffed, refusing to believe him, claiming Chad owned the compound and wouldn't commit such a vile act. Chad trades slaves, but he's no villain. He built a rehab center and saved the city. Rook realized Chad trades slaves, masking it with good deeds. Drakel demands a fair investigation, suspecting Chad bribed the guards. The guard got angry, hating the half-human's insolence. Furious guards are ready to make Drakel regret every word. Turns out they're all linked to Chad. Drakel makes Rock grasp the conspiracy scale. Save Drakel. Rock's discussing strategy with everyone. He spills the truth to his friends. Chad controls the whole city. He's untouchable without evidence. The Queen and Gris joining complicates everything, making victory nearly impossible. Change tactics. Rock tells everyone to get more info on Chad. The team split up to hunt for clues. Rock realized Chad's the one they saw before. The enemy is dangerous, yet the town hails Chad as a hero. But others despised him, accused of kidnapping women and building monster armies to take the city. If rumors are true, Gris is in trouble too. Someone's hunger is massive. Lucky's stomach is roaring, he's starving. Shannon laughs, hunger gnaws. She apologizes, can't resist. Rock grins, admitting he held them up, and calls for lunch. The team instantly agrees. Wondering what's for dinner, Rock spots a passing cart. The stranger draws eyes, spotting a rare gray wolf in Rock. He spots Lucky and immediately offers a generous price. Rock snaps that Lucky isn't for sale, leaving the man stunned. He smirks, flinging money into the air. Rock, as stunned as a stranger, offers 20 times the market price. Rock refuses insane money for his friend. The stranger's stunned. He's never seen this. He's Gris, only son of the city's richest merchant, Count Fanny. Rock's bound to give in to his desires. He doesn't own his friend. He'd never sell Lucky. Gris won't quit, convinced money buys everything here, and turns to his servant. He confirms Mr. Gris gets whatever he wants. Rock and friends recoil from the bold statement. The servant worships Gris as invincible. Gris repeats his proposal. He's refused again. He mocks Rock as a fool, but Lucky steps in, fuming with rage. Rock is his only master. Even after 1,000 years, Gris holds no claim. His presence crushes everyone. Impressed by his devotion, Gris bribes Lucky with elite food to follow him. He offers Rock any number times 100 in cash. how Rock resists Lucky's pressure is a mystery. Rock coldly smiles, offering Grise Lucky's location. Rock demands a trade. Gris gets his auction items if he hands over the Mermaid Queen. Gris is stunned. How did Rock find out? He won't budge. Mermaids are far too valuable. Mermaids are key to his plans. Rock questions Gris' connection. He thinks Rock's a pathetic beggar. Talking's useless. Gris is intrigued. Few dare to defy the merchant's son. He invites Rock to chat and come along. They reach the Grand Palace. They walk through vast, high-ceiling corridors. Even Lucky would feel spacious. Gris marvels a commoner reached this place. He flaunts a billion-dollar statue of his own beauty, while expensive white wolves guard the hallway. Rock remembers these wolves are now rare, exterminated for their beautiful fur. Gris invites them further. They enter the banquet hall, tables overflowing with food. Dinner, Gris digs in, joking these guests usually eat gross food. Rock's friends prefer Gargoyle's food, but this hospitality could be a trap. They can't resist and dive straight in. Rock holds them back, but Lucky reassures him, no poison smell. Gris won't fight dirty. He gets everything without tricks, but everyone's obsession is wearing Rock out. After eating, Gris spoke. Finally, time for the main point. He promised no one could overhear. Everything was under control. Smiling, she offers Rock her mermaid plan. Lucky naps in the garden. Gris suggests they talk. Silence falls. Gris reveals Lucky was the 10th floor boss of the Flame of Destruction dungeon near the capital, but Rock wonders if others exist. Gris knows this S-class dungeon. Rock's shocked. He never expected Gris knew it. Makes sense, the merchant's son gets intel from everywhere. Rock asks why Grisu needs mermaids, seriously intending to use them commercially. Gris warns the fish people are about to strike the city. Chad predicted this with his forecasting device. It already predicted white wolf attacks and other disasters. Gris sees mermaids as elite warriors. Led by a queen, he'll forge them into his own underwater army. He believes this minimizes city losses. If Chad's prophecy hits again, leaders will buy his tech, but the whole deal feels shady. Rock grasps the conspiracy. He reveals Chad is trafficking illegal beings and testing a virus to mutate them. Riza heard but no proof. Chad's careful. Arriving in the city, he gave food, open clinics, quickly earning trust. Guards are bought, no evidence, no action. Gris slams the slave traders for acting bold in his city. Rock needs proof, convinced Gris isn't who they claim. They call him a rich man's fool, but he's secretly a genius. Gris admits playing the fool is his secret advantage. That makes negotiating with everyone easy. The approach surprises Rock. Now he wants serious talk. He asks if Rock finds evidence against Chad, will Gris support him? Riza drops the topic, but Rock demands one last condition. He demands the Mermaid Queen if Gris wins the auction. The offer blindsides Gris. Rock promises trainers for underwater battles for a few days. Gris pauses, then confirms Rock's name. He admits this guy caught his eye. He's worthy of a deal. A handshake seals their temporary partnership. Rock asks Tamer about the sphere. She says it was tough this time. She skipped sleep to solve it. Now she can finally rest. The sphere's a problem. It corrupts minds and drains mana. It's an energy collector. They're reviving the demon that once threatened the entire world. Rock's shocked. Tamer lacks the full picture, but old documents warn of immense danger. Rock suspects Shannon's involved since she's already under the curse. Tamer pieces it together. It's likely the same demon. Rock suspects it too, but Tamer warns they still lack proof. If this is the legendary demon, his return spells global doom. They must find the sphere's creator and stop the rebirth ritual. Rock suspects Riza, creator of magic instruments, and Chad. He tells Tamer to keep researching for more evidence. Rock focuses on the auction, gathering intel on Chad's dark dealings. Auction eve, crowds lined up at Chad's kitchen for hot soup. Crowds gathered daily, clinging to hope for their next meal. Everyone thanked Chad. Rock saw another line for free treatment. People beamed, receiving free help. Nayuta tells a girl to wait, but she assures him it's fine and tells him not to cry. Her turn, the boy's still worried, but Lucky claims Chad controls everyone. Rock agreed Chad would be perfect, but he's mixed up in darkness. Suddenly, chaos erupted at the guild board. New order posted. Adventurers prepare for fishmen attack in days. Chad predicts again. Rock backs Gris. Some doubt, but most gear up, trusting Chad's prophecy. Rock pondered the prophecy, then heard a familiar cry, the same boy. They rushed to investigate, but the boy panicked, mistaking Lucky for a massive dog. He yelled for help. Rock took Lucky to the garden, sparing the child. Nothing worked, the boy wailed even harder. Shannon intervened, soothing the boy calm. Shannon praised his guts and handed him cookies. Boy thanked for treats. He was starving, but those tears weren't from hunger. His sister vanished. She vanished, Shannon demands to know how. His sister hurt her leg, went to the healer. He left for food, but returned to an empty tent where they claimed she left alone, yet he found no trace. His sister insists she's not a child anymore. Shannon asks the boy to find his sister with Lucky. He agrees as Lucky returns. He apologizes for making a promise without asking, but the guys don't mind. Lucky even jokes he'd be Shannon's dog. Now it all rides on Lucky. They race rooftops on Lucky, the boy amazed. He calls Lucky the wind. Hearing this, he swells with pride. Lucky soaks up the praise. Rock sees Shannon connect with the children. She reveals she has a younger brother. Rock thanks her. Shannon asks Rillan about his parents, but he reveals they have none. White wolves attacked their town. Father and other men fought. Shannon apologizes for the trauma, but Rillan explains they were heading to the capital when Nayuta stumbled and got injured. Rock spots a strange mark on his neck as they reach the estate. This was Chad's house. Confusion spreads. Lucky scents Nayuta and many children inside. Rock reveals Chad spent treatment points kidnapping orphans. Spotted by guards, they bolt to Grisa to plan their next move. At night, they reach Grisa's sleepy palace. He greets them. He's tasked to guard Riza. He agrees but wants answers. Rock promises to explain later, but something else just caught his eye. Shannon regrets failing Raylan's sister. She refuses to quit, vowing to save Nayuta. Nayuta asks the same thing, take care of her. Rock hits Reese's house looking for Dalba. He's not there. Reese opens the door. Everything's falling into place exactly as he was told. He asks if Reese mentioned Lydia B. She's intrigued, so Rock admits he overheard the news while roaming the city. Rumors say she hides on the west coast. When the cold invaded the capital, Lydia was mangled, or worse. Reese was sure it was Lydia's mother. Rock couldn't guarantee it, but he offered to help the search. Saying goodbye, he asks to tell Dalba he said hi. Reese is glad Lydia survived. Rocca finished the trap, then had to exchange info with Pedro and the mermaid. He'll save Nura, even if he has to stare down danger. Shannon nears the house. 2 guards guard the gate. She asks if it's Mr. Chad's place. The guards tensed up, unsure of who she was or what she wanted. They decided she was just Chad's fan. If she insists, they might let her peek inside. No time to bargain. Rock strikes from behind and knocks them both out. Shannon's fine. She nabs a guard's key and shoves it into the lock. Unaware of traps, they crept in silently. In the courtyard, Rock heard nearby noise, a pack of wolf-like monsters. Red coyotes swarm from all sides, beakless beasts, but the pack is massive. Patra stepped from the monster garden and told the coyotes to move. She's taking them on alone. They froze, she screamed. Then a giant angry ant loomed behind her. Coyotes fled, clearing the way for the boys. Patra thanked the animals like an orange ant queen and pointed Rock toward the children's prison. Rock thanked her, stroked her head, then descended the stairs into the basement. Chad proved too cunning. The clinic lured orphans into basement cages. 5 men praised Chad, claiming selling kids pays better than healing them. He recalled artificial beasts cost a lot. He wanted another next time, but suddenly fell asleep. One by one, they passed out at the table until even the toughest collapsed. A flower's hypnotic seal knocked them out. Rock opened the grate, approached the children. Tied in a circle with knees tucked, the kids stared at the boy and his friends in shock. Rock pressed for their condition, but they stayed silent. He recalled Raylan asking for their help. A girl recognized her brother's name. Rock knew it was Nayuta. The other children believed her. Never give up, a way out always appears. Raylan was right. Nayuta's tough, and unlike her whining brother, she was raised to be a fighter. Time is short. Rock handed her the keys, but she managed without them, instantly wiring the handcuffs open. Rock and Patra stared in awe, but Nayuta saw picking the lock as a simple Lydian duty. She'd long sought escape, but couldn't free all the children. She was thrilled to see her rescuers, but Rock stayed silent. It was time to work. The patrol was fascinated by the hacking. Yuta demonstrated, just copy her. Patra finished the task and beamed, one step closer to becoming a lady. Children freed, but the guys still had to resolve the red coyotes. Patrick promised they're safe with Patra nearby, while the queen ant bragged her glare could terrify anyone. Yuta admired Patri's skills and wanted to copy them, thinking a fierce look was the key. Rock and Shannon stared in shock. The girls scowled to look scary. Dad loved the perfect look. They instantly became friends, but they must find the prediction device and get back to Gris. They brought the kids to Gris, including Rolana's sister, and he agreed to protect them. Nejuda asked for her brother. Gris reported contacting relatives in the royal capital, sending him there. He promised they'd thank him for his help, while others approached Rock to plan the next move. It went as planned. Tomorrow promises fun. They finally held the trump card. At 6 p.m. the next day, the final showdown arrived. Everyone eagerly awaited the auction. It's packed. Rich elites love a good show. Rock asks Gris if Chad's hitting the auction. Gris confirms Chad never misses a $100 million deal. No need to worry, the host speaks. The slave auction begins. First in the cage is a dragon god slave. Bidding starts at 100. Spectators raised their bets as Rock spotted a familiar face in the dragon. Dracula asks Grisa to win the bet, promising a full payback. He's the dragon who saved them from the guards. Gris bets 500. Whispers fill the hall. Someone matched it. Everyone knew who. No more bets. 500 stood. Rock thanked Gris, realizing 500 was way below the actual market price. The demonic god race is tough, but 500's a steal. With Gris's bet, no one dared compete. Gris's reputation as a corrupt rich man made everything clear. Next lot, the Sea Pearl, a combat mermaid, the brightest of its kind. Meet the Mermaid Queen. Starting bid, 50 million. Can she be saved? Bidding starts. Bids instantly soar to 56.5 million. Gris bet 100 million, and the whole room recognized him instantly. Bidding didn't stop, hitting 130 million. Gris bids 300 million. The hall erupts in rage at the massive price, and the host calls for challengers. 300 million stands unmatched. Everyone expected this from Gris. Challenging the rich heir was pointless. Gris offered to pay. They approached a friendly, mustached man with a guard at his side. He instantly knew Gris was Chad and thanked him for buying the mermaid in his office. Chad handed Gris the contract. Gris signed it as Rock watched. Signing the contract, Gris assumed Chad faked the mermaid village attack. Chad smiled, brushing it off as a joke. Gris noted most slaves sold are illiterate. Wherever Chad goes, orphans vanish into slavery. He even set wolves on a duke. Chad acts clueless, but Gris remembered studying Chad's prediction device. He can talk to demons, but Chad keeps up the act, eyeing Gris suspiciously. He hates his device checked. It's disrespectful. He needs proof. Gris eyes the butler, who wordlessly opens. A familiar girl walked in, and Chad recognized her instantly. She was living proof of his crimes, snatched from a clinic and caged in a basement with other orphans. Chad was surprised. He boasted the city trusts him. No one believes an orphan. But it all went wrong. Neyutaluis is a high-ranking duke's daughter, and Chad is stunned. The Louis heiress confirms Chad kidnapped and locked her in the basement. She's framing Chad for the White Wolves attack that destroyed her hometown. Chad was stunned. He never expected a Louis survived. He demanded proof. Neyuta instantly swept her hair aside, revealing her back tattoo. It was a crest proving her descent from the house of Louis. Rage engulfed Chad. The traitor didn't know, but ducal families use secret die crests as undeniable proof. Her older brother's heading to the capital, where Grisa's relatives live. The truth will soon be revealed. Who would they trust, a duke's daughter or a slave trader? Chad was stunned. He stood defiant. Gris urged him to give up before it's too late. Silence fell. Chad laughed. He didn't care. He raised a hand, and his guards readied for battle. Chad controls every guard in the city, yet Gris still dared to bring backup. He deems Gris a naive fool. Atris frowned, wished Chad luck bargaining with the afterlife, and signaled the exit. Guards ready for assault. City bursts into flames. Rock bets Chad's heading for the harbor to escape, leaving the building to Shannon. Rock calls Gris, time to go. Gris is surprised, leaves Shannon alone. She's fearless, leaping into battle and hunting her enemies like a predator. Shannon masters the blade, seizing the total advantage. She won't be ignored. Anyone in her way gets instantly disarmed. Guards are frightened, friends admire her. Shannon trains with Fenrir himself. She's not just beautiful, she's lethal. Shannon's floored Rock calls her cute. She laughed nervously, annoying the guards. Time to move. Dobb arrives at the house. Shocked Rock works with Gris, especially since Dobb's responsible for the product release. He's already rounded up 2 slaves. Rock's relieved Drakal's safe. Now he owes this guy. Drakal shouldn't worry. Rock wanted to thank him for the help. But the dragon asks, why is the mermaid worth 300 million while he's only 500,000? Rock underestimates the dragon gods, and an enraged Drakal is ready to reset everything. Rock apologizes, time's short. He tells Drakal to return the mermaid. The dragon wants to help but hates being left behind. Rock scans the area. She nears the aquarium as a mermaid leaps out, landing in his hands. He hauls the mermaid queen easily. Gris paid, so Rock's no longer master. Time to move, but Rock remembers their secret deal.